Live on your number one morning show, the Happy Morning Show. Otianga from number 12 at Denulo Street, Asylum down Accra, Nisim 100.1 FM. Ewa Tamale Nisim 95.9 FM. Ewa Bogatanga. Yadi biakuya na yo maye betimia ye. Mumye nyampapa munu wa timini wa kameno. Dani Danyana na NDC na MPP. No mano hawankazanga zeda hawa wasiye timi kuono. Niya iye niye friso. Yebisi ya Hawaii ena under his tenure as President of the Republic of Ghana. Corruption scandals do no I cause so.
Na upe ho.
No crack no kapia bono ade a me pe wo ho pa 12 metie 6 metie any say tambia na mo sha ase no metie mo news ni via and some na mo be di kan aka no 12 o'clock no sana other stations na be kan enti the manager who say mu lidi yen e ma ye hu nkom koso no na other stations na be kan the chat kura manager who say presenters no in fact you are very good nemo mo ma ye hu weni
Nonsia abo yemo bibia ache FM ra happy 98.9 FM so ene anapay emra so say someone some chofo achi akopa ba masemufo so atrase asemu kroje no anapay medesum say happy twakronkron kase no edikan na pay obetumi aba Facebook ne so ba bomodi asa ode wadwen hye beto so Sounds and something egu www.happyghana.com. Oh, so qua. Obey something nabi at miakin kind. And some those one a paper name the bedimu could train AB and a say. And rather, and a Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama. Eddie Justice Paul Bafu Bonnie. Esi so set, and they number yet him for penny. Ewo maimo. Na info ni bia ne na Facebook ne so video bi ni ade a abrantie bi na ni ayaya de bi ode ye abaye bi na ntwa ye na posifo atumi abomode ade akira omo acheche omo a omo ho bon sansemi mu ni abekwa ma no ni semu enka ni prime minister no ewo Bangladesh ene ye bua ni kumfo ekwa kwaji mu nchire mu weni awudi obi aka ho era me de besom se happy twakronkron kase no edikan na me amedi kase boye ba besom eye katre akwasi yeboa yemra sisi a na yembo nra kase boni mu ankasa Yensha kasebona se FM Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama ejina ya mambre constitution ne so amendada ode Paul Bafu Bondi esi ekonwa so se ono na nya temuafo penny ewo memu na chese waso ani nnono na sania amamra no man penny John Dramani Mahama kwan so no anka se betumi ayi obi so no yo obi a obeda ya temua edwuma kwa ni nyina no Ghana man penny John Dramani Mahama ye ni sa pepepe emende no appointment committee omo amra shebedwem so ehwe toto justice Paul Bafu Boni ano ema omo gi ne tumu ewo amra shebedwem ma cha mehene kura wo amra shebedwem ebo na baso pa na anu achi ena ndi abrewa yi puma kwemu ama Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama enso aso ni sesembre no one na yotemuafo pani a owo man mu na ndoda wo mbra na dwumadie no ekoso no ene empanimfo mu aben eba ne se embremu omo abin wo mpa bebre no a edi omo ani ene omo nimdie kota akire ama dwumadie no eye kama pa na dwumadie na se no ene amanfo so ebo ene Chief Justice fofora waba Paul bafo boni abaso pa mkeka nsempa de fa no homu ne se ono no betumi ahwa atumi aboa amende no yatemu adwumekuo na tumi agina ne nanso yie ama na konanim na wamra yesu anihin no odi tie se ne na ga no mampani John Dramani Mahama ka no ne nso aka di nachi a chese eye ni jesem kwana ndroda esiye no
Paul Bafoboni,
having been appointed
as
Chief Justice,
do
in the name of the Almighty God swear
in the name of the Almighty God swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to
the Republic of Ghana as by law established,
and that
I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of the Republic of Ghana, and that I will truly and faithfully perform the functions of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will, and that I will at all times uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Ghana. So help me God.
Eti Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama ena otse yese ende no obwa justice bafo boni amana so nyanya jese wabeye temuafo panin ewo man no na wamra eba ne sape ena Chief Justice Paul bafo boni enso eji akasemu ejina simpioni apaso ena odi ensema to dwa ochemu se ono aba ebe temuafo panin wo man mu no atentre ni be yadwuma papa na onye ma amanfo gidi omuwo ewo temuafo mu no esonte demo mebe pagya akosoro amende no ye kase atemuafo wo ewiase afanane abibimam ni ade a Ghana so ebetumi edi nkan na kase mno chem se enen na mfa ho se wo sika na wo ni sika wo amayoko na wo bi eno no mfa ho kra na mmom no se mra no ne atie pepepe eno no wabe temuafo pani ode be adwumatumi aboa ama temu adwumako ne so ehu atumi ate ama bibia akonkan no no adwuma oba bebo wo man mu no ene ye kasa temuafo mpanifo abesen ekwa obedem soronko.
And to the people of Ghana, I pledge to discharge it faithfully, independently, and with integrity. Let us together ensure that the Ghanaian judiciary remains not a citadel of privilege, but a sanctuary of hope, where the poor and the powerful alike can find refuge in the impartial majesty of the law. Today, history invites us to rise, not to repeat the past, but to redeem it. May this be remembered as the moment when Ghana's judiciary, tested by turbulence, chose renewal over resentment, courage over complacency, and hope over fear. May God bless the judiciary of Ghana. May God bless the Republic of Ghana. And may justice, true, transparent, and timeless, forever be our guiding light. I thank you for your attention.
Eti Chief Justice for friend no. Yaswen hin kra proba for boni. Ena chese one so de nanu disem etu dwa wo mra Ghana mampani John Dramani Mahama eswe ni nwie ye no. na yɛmfrɛ no ne yɛnkɔ mmarahyɛ badwam ɛnde akyiame na ɔwɔ mmarahyɛ badwam ɛyɛ right honorable abankins for smana babin ɔno ne de ɔde nsɛm ato dwa ɛde akɔ ama MPP ne NDC sɛ nneɛma ahodoɔ bi a ɛyɛ ɔmo yɛ no a ɛno ɛtɔ sin no ɔmo nhwɛ na ɔmo yɛ ho adwuma no ntumi mmoa ɛma kɛpema me nka bi amemmo a yɛbu ɔman mu no ntumi nkɔ n'anim na mfa ne ntoma pɛ mfra ɔmrɛ right honorable Kingsford Amansman Babin kasa no ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ nneɛma bi saa tɔ sin na mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ titiriw dɔm kumaa ne dɔm kɛse a wɔ mmarahyɛ badwam a ɛyɛ MPP ne NDC amayɛkuo no ɔmo ahwɛ na ne tɔ sin ɛwɔ mu dwumadi ɔmo di sɛ mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ mu no ɔmo antoto ne yie ama yie antoa yie a ɛnya deɛ bɛtumi aboa ama ndɛ yi no mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ dwumadi ɔmo di ne nso atumi akɔ nkan ɛno ti kyia mehene ɛde nsɛm wɔ yi to dwa wɔmra na ɔlanche ɛyɛ speaker scholarship ɛndɔda ɛna ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ saa nneɛma ne nyinaa no ɛsɛ sɛ MPP amanyokuo no ne NDC ɛtumi ɛhwɛ ɛyɛ ho adwuma paa sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a bibia bɛtumi akɔ yie.
It's called National Democratic Congress. They recognize the weakness they have in the area of democracy. And so that's their weakness, which they must work on. The other is called New Patriotic Party. They recognize the weakness in patriotism. They must work on. This is my candid, objective analysis of the two parties. The NDC is weak in democratic culture. The NPP is weak in patriotism. Both parties must work on this for Ghana to progress.
Eti mmarahyɛ badwam chiamehene right honorable Abankins for Smana Babin na kyese ɔde afuturo ya kwama amanyokuo mienu titire pa ne ɔmo anam sifo a ɔmo mmarahyɛ badwam
Kasiebo ansemkwa dwonto ɛne hwremani mu happy kasiebo mu twɛ konkron yɛni bi mfiri yɛmfa bi nka ho so emu da hɔ krogen
Wasogusu a wutie happy 98.9 FM so twɛkrokron kasia no edi kan ɛne egusu a yɛde asum ntu betumi aba Facebook ne so oba bomodia so de wadwenche beto wono mo wi like piaso ma oni ano ne so nye bi hwɛ emrepe me beke ka wadwenche ne nyina de amamo ya toaso edia Ghana Revenue Authority GRA ene ndom di dwumadi so nko hyehyɛ so a wani ade betumi aboa atre amontaban mu amende ya to ahodo a manfo mu di dwa e wa abafu ntintan kese de so omatumi atua sa ato no amafoto yade bi anya sika de ato ya foto mu so man na wamra dwumadi so nkokra ekoso na no ye post budget forum a KPMG for eye ena acting commissioner general Edema GRA eye Anthony Kwasi Sapon ede ensemetu dwa se ene ba obanya yetimu ya amanfo dodo na edidwa ewa abafu ntintan so a omuntu ato na so bekọ horom no se ne amanfo edidwa wo honom na sika twitwidie ba amanfo botom wo honom no yade a ese se oman ne so no yetumi ya ho faso na safo bebre no ampo eyo omo a omu ni oman mu na mom omo wa manone amahodo so na odumudwo mu di no eba oman mu anka ese se oman Ghana so yetumi asika ekakra wo mu eyeto ese so mutumi tuatro ewo so na yenye bi edebo oman no ho bra na nso saa de ni nyina no nya de a eba oman na kwemu na no na yewura Anthony Kwasi Sapon achemu se samre no ya de a omo epa dwumadi ho ntoma we no eya de betumi ahwe na niam ahodo bi a obekra de afi amanone e de aba fa aba fu dintan so no oman no so tuwe nya ho faso na ochemu se we nye to foforo bia ban no e de besensensentima mufuo ko mu da bi na moma ya kwanya aban no betumi afa so ama omo mudi dwa e wa abafu ntintan so no so aban no betumi afa so na wonya sika kakra e de aboa na oman ne so no yetumi akoye nim so oman ne gasem no wasan kyerem se weni ade beboa pa esanse se obi eton ade e wo dwom e wo oman mu a ye je ne to omo mudi dwa bodwa e wo oman mu ne ye je omo to nanso omo di dwa e wa ba funtintan so a omunya mfa so twitwiri die no oman ni nya hwe wo so enti wempo ya de betumi aboa ama oman no so no yatumi atra ye ntaba mu agigege to ahodo ama ye futuo no so aye kama na ye de abo oman no ho bra
who are selling a lot into this country but you don't get the benefit of the VAT. So today we are working with Bank of Ghana and the financial intermediation, and we are piloting a tool. So at the point of payment, so let's say you order something on Amazon. At the point of payment, that technology will intervene, take the taxes that is due to Ghana, and allow the money that is due to Amazon to go. So again, this is revolutionary, and all of these measures are going to help us improve. So you see that government action is really not to introduce new taxes. Government action is to create efficiencies in the way we employ the existing taxes. And that way, we believe that we can generate a lot of...
Acting Commissioner General de Ghana Revenue Authority, here Anthony Kwesi Sapon, Nenene Ati. Now, was it Kasamwana welfare officer, Edema Guta, Benjamin, Yabuanso, Atutasra buying Titre Pampone, Sika Krabia Batanya War Maimu, Bank of Ghana say. Na a 24 beji besia insin where esisi sin hono esododo enti ama manfo na 24 no ebre pa enti watoto asre se semre no eya 24 besia ombeje no eya insin hono mra fom na insin hono kosoro na 24 ne so omoniama ne boa ye din wo maimu ama timamufo nso ye koto ne mai na ye brenti watoto asre se sade no entumi hwe mbaba fom edwadifo ho entomo na posifo eni omofa YCID abomodin ama video bia ne na Facebook yi so ai no echemu se abaya bi eni ayaya dia amanfo bi di ye no eni odate ne nkrofo na etwa yi kra na posifo enemu a momonsa akoka abranti na abranti mponti ayetede se abayo na ise ne ho keni no se misi wo fanko no wo gan east mensimu won kran popudi bantem hanom ya endro da posifo abomoden ensa akosa abranti mu a enipa mienu aka abranti ho aye nunuanom Grace Kusi Lamti Enafensu Lewis odate Lamti omonso ensa aso mu kama aposifo ahwese ehwehwemu ahodo bi asese mo ye bia no ombekọ so aye na de demu no aba betodwa na afenso aposifo ahwese ombekọ so a abotemamufo nso ehoban ewo man
98.9
yengo wie kasebo no ewo amanone enka ne prime minister edema Bangladesh man no eye ma Sheikh Hasina ono na chese ensemu ekọkọte efa no ho eni ade yina yebua ne fo na fa yebua no nde yi kwota hyese ensemu ane kumfo na hyese okwa defiase a okone de nya de obeba bio ebua ne kumfo anesa na no na beto odwa wieye no ne nkrofo nso ehu ne se entanchi atumi abemu na afenso no eba ne se ensemu omudi wo court no a amudi amanyo sem afarfo ho enu ntine nde maamin yebua ne kumfo enso ewo honom no ejina wesu na edikasebo ni nyina esi ewo happy 98.9 FM so yedikasebo ni mu akotene ebi ne segano mampani John Dramani Mahamende yi waso eye Justice Paul Bafuin amende ono abeyo temuafo pani ewo maimo yekọ Bangladesh enso kote enkane ne Prime Minister yebua ne kumfo enso ensem edifiri honom weni awudo bi aka wona me de beso se happy twekronkron kase no edikan ya me de kase bo ebesom eye katre akwasi yebo am sorry sweet na yera Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah adam fati shaibu ali birthday girl and afenso Prince Kwakwa Brown na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo de happy morning show no ɛba bɛso mo mimo bibia mo ne tia adehye
amame wazaba sewa bonyuma dompe ya kukomposo bizasa chiniye nimdawa bombonchen nkasi ya bonsusuwa A1 agopura memu sensu shunku Happy FM wazabo Happy FM enijenkwa
Efri nwan hini ekosi nro efri haban edi konkwa Ghana bibidro di tumi sorry awodene ene nukremu ebre no dro say ye di Ghana Herbal Conference die di kankra ebro jumadie ebekoso December bosomene da etoso miensa ekopim enum ewo Prempe Assembly Hall Kumasi asemtitra eda jumadie ne so ne Harmony in Herbalism Balancing Tradition and Innovation bra na bahwe akwan ahodo a ye bibinro na hunu enu ahodo a yayo ewo Ghana ha nene adunsifo akukudan ene wonom a wo ya bibinro mu hwehwemu eni nkoma ehun hia sa adwumadie wonom omaso yasene amiade bramo eye the Ministry of Health Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association GAFTRAM Food and Drugs Authority FDA and the Center for Plant Medicine Research bomodia na kwa be fontintan kese ne so www.ghanaherbalconference.com DHI ewa be fontintan kese ahodo ne so at Ghana Herbal Conference so pese obeda wunru awayo no edi anase ope baby a ubetimi di unro na sie ewo dwumadie na se a bomodia na frey ewo tetefo homa iso 0202-222-095 Ana before forms ewo YFM Kumasi Inshaye so ben MTN Inshira FM anase Love FM Ghana Herbal Conference our roots our remedy Yamamwachio Niamamwakwaba Eba Happy Morning Show so ewo Happy 98.9 FM
Mamenda ETV na onye Happy FM so ase. In fact, no currently there Mabaya MP, the very first media platform I mean as a parliamentarian was the ETV media platform. And
Breakfast TV.
Yes, because the Nimpana me na appear on brother our NDC side Mutala Mohammed, you know. So then if you are browsing a Happy FM, you know. So it was at ETV in Kakanga, and then you know the party now said, oh, call this other station and all. So ETV, I don't want to say more exposure Kamubina yedu bonsu no edwuma pa moye okoda wonye edwuma na won famboa o man Ghana because meye wanye ye kaduna minkebi
Bazifa bibia me ka say Happy FM won e guy Happy people na me kope ka keep a pen drive ma chi pitching mo kan okrepa ye da masifa happy die yan team ana special media man team da kura intimate da mazuni mun chese ya ni kama formuna mu kama yi ya men kama no mo no me nyina ho adi na no kwenu the bible says from kwenu ton o ton da chi e ben ya buti atuka timu ba nyakopo mo no nchita.
What's the scientific name for prekese?
Thank you. Tetraptera tetrapura.
Pardon me?
Tetraptera tetrapura.
So what as a biochemist, what are the benefits of prekese?
Thank you very much. I'm sure, you know, serious. In fact, it is a fruit that I worked on extensively as a researcher. It has a lot of active principles, medicinal, that depending on your situation can be good for your health, for hypertension, for other, ailments.
Yes, sir. What is it? You don't me. Who is your me? What do you mean by fear? What do you mean by fear? I'm a citizen. Then you sit somewhere and behave like you are talking to your co-equal. Am I your co-equal? You are to people here. If you are a hospital worker.
And I'm paying for the entire news team. Rapapa Fatisha Bali and a Diano. Na was some and right and omo wish you birthday new year no. Na yɛte hɔ ne yɛdi nkɔmmɔ abena sɛ story no wode to a no wahu sɛ story no wei 2 days anaasɛ 3 days story ɛnam sɛ mu hu hwee those times a ɛyɛ TV no a ɛnka wonam kwan so kɔ no yɛafrɛ wo sɛ san wakyi bra na wo story na woyɛ ɛne ntumi mfa nkɔ nti pɛ story foforɔ fa bra fa bɛka ho ne yɛmfa nkɔ why lucky and say and I say wajuju kakra edi ama yenyina wajuju emergencies no wajuju emergencies no and this anga Etrimodin dey the entire news team some the Kasebo no brain and Pakasebo happy Kasebo no sia no ye no ma some the brain na sisia no yemfa de ubo krata na tifin sem nimra ba ansa kra no ma me for weather update nimra ana asem bi o ma me for weather update nimfamra na yanko Ghana Meteorological Agency wanna catch it and on pay na yemfa weather update nimfamra tif one here for live on the show this morning. Mamin Kai was set down there nyina no. Say ope bia you bit me atre said the women send emu ede atre wuye dia. E was chinchim ofidi no ede to happy 98.9 FM no pe bia. Yeah, the weather update no ebro kan Kate Ghana Meteorological Agency duty forecaster. Ene anope Nancy from Pom. Sorry. Bono eno hwe wiemu kruchin sem de gun krata so a. Wabo modern to be appetin dia ma ye bo hu da ru. Edi amount ene anope. Ghana metu se ena anope oba oman anafo fom nkroto bi ta plao enkrane kasoa emudia eyade ensuo no ebemunum na kakra ukopie mu ewo man finfini fom nkroto ahodo no ano a mia bi etsekofodua achim oda kumase ne mpotamo de yese bosuo gugu ama ebo asinti misremu a ahyenkafo a monam akwan ahodo so ewo samia mabosuo no aya monam wana maye ahweye ukopie mu ewo man atifi famu anopayi a mia bi etise wa na leregu bolgatanga damango bole tamale yendi ene ne potemu Ghana metu chirimu se anopayi no bedru ho no na ewiemu ayekusu kakra enye bebre bia sa ewia no ewo bra premu ato no Ghana metu se oman fa na bebre no ano anase nkrotu ahodo no aso no ade ayenhwe ne mu se ewia no be ni 3 na wabo kakra no akota ukopie mu ewo man atifi efamu a Ghana metu echirimu a it will be hot and sunny. Ewo damango fairly dry and slightly hazy. Ewo Bogatanga sanso ena okupiemu ewo na lergu ene wasa ene beye. Inkura yehwe ne mu se ensuo betimi ato so ene awia wo bra premu ato no ebi ene axim ho kofodua ena achim oda Ghana metu se yehwe ne mu se ensuo beto ama ewiemu etimi abobom ewo samia no. Enwumre Ghana metu se yenkyere Ghana fo nyina se ensuo no be yekusukuku emuna kakra na wakọ na oman finfini fam bi de enhwe ne mu se ensuo no betimi atoto ekọ nkruto bi ti se eye kintampo ne go so ne mpotamo kopiemu ewo eye takwa eye oboase kumase ene ne mpotamo enhwe ne mu se ensuo no ebetimi atoto ewo eye samia na ma ewiemu abobomu oman atifi fam de Ghana metu say there will be few clouds ewo eye emia ahodro we ene said ye ewiemu ensem ebe don hwere edumienu a edi yanimu no kan Kate Ghana Meteorological Agency wona daroma ene ohwe ewiemu kruchin sem ne digu nkrata so a wato bi apetin dia man ya bo ho daru ede amount ene anopai no entia ne yemfa na asekese ema Ghana Meteorological Agency na yawie ni saa no yemra ne ne achiame a won ebo a me de dwumadie ebrewo dan de nyina no pabia na rapapa fatisha iboli watana se prince obapo akwa yim brown enso atenase ene anopayi a yemfa ensema hodo ne bi ene aba beto dwa de course no a yentimi amoso anopa no isan se si awia bremu ekro no yebedi hu nkomo ena anopayi rapapa fatisha iboli
first of all menyaba yawo ba boy amame Obelande and Rana, my birthday pepe.
Ya oba boy amount.
Aye. And to see my ye. O say,
one hour amount.
Wa mame.
Okay.
To see my ye, papa.
Okay.
Okay. Ti ma wo foforo.
And you trim.
To measure maternity leave. And unko dan chen no.
The bema oho.
And unko dan chen no. I sembi ukoso wo fanko barrier me ninje ho.
Okay.
Omo ya ma fanko barrier agidi mboni. For the past 2 weeks. Asemboni bia mekwa akokan na ya fanko barrier me mpesa. Last no bi akwawo e de akola no akoto baabi. E wo fanko barrier. Michi sade no. Enra viral video bi beto odwa. Okomrane ane hunam esisi ne so kentinka. Etumi etwe ne yere. Ebu na de ne beto abontin koloki gate ema oba no ne hu nyina adaso. Ne hu enye so ohye dross na obo brow. Ne hu nyina adaso kwatere kwa in a compound house. In a compound house. Enti wo obema na what is ka kwa ware oba no. Wo mo obi a hwe oba ne ho e wo compound house na mutimu no. E na watwe ma mienu. Ti se chicheni a akola edibone. E na o hwe na yere no wo compound so na na yere no. Ne hu nyina da so na ode te for ma hwea ne mu. Me ko read the story o mo se Ofanko Barrier na me say how. Ofanko Barrier is a very decent neighborhood of elites like myself. We cannot tolerate Sanuema no. Ebe amuma yenko mu amu omu nsem fata Ofanko Barrier yentu omu. Omu ko pe baby fufro nkoti omu kro. Enu ne ha me anope. Sa papa na obo na yere no. Edu trends ne so a e the details nyina ebebre etiefo.
Yeah, opposite phone kofa ne dey.
Oh, ma fan fast connection. So we ngasa Ghana police dey.
So ono ngwa dey by this wa kwa report
dada. And I just I be from man fame free. I just one fame free omo. Oni America pa. Omakoso ano. No omakoso ano no. Na ni aba ne ni aba ma. Yes papa no dey bi obo maami no. Monday to Sunday.
Ade.
Monday to Sunday obo no.
Papa ne no ma.
Ena ni nuamu mienu Gloria ene oda telamte. Omo ko akobo tenant na otwa video no. Nti omo so ya show mo abayin kawa. Amu so ebi omo eko.
Eno mo mbebo.
Mu video na we dey ohun video no beto nwurem. Because na come we hu video no.
Mehu enura kra. Mehu kra.
Ndi Ofanko nsem no.
Mpesa ade no.
All right. Prince Baba go in Brown. Ghana for chiao.
Maje Ghana for Sefana enura at the office of the president. BBC minum se we hu bia.
Is it the swearing in of the CJ?
The CJ.
Yeah.
But at the swearing in of BBC oho.
And then it's here.
Oh, sir, Mr. Justice Bafuboni.
Yeah.
And Penny GD, no, say the cross and the best way. But they are not ensure say cross in our honor and farmer.
Right.
And I'm surprised. Ebani saying.
Ntiano ni ade na esi ya. Ose onti ase.
Me nim baby a ye pentem akọ. Ye pentem dodo. See? And that is what the minority leader was. You see, and Kwadwo nipa ni bebre ebusa se owura afenyo marking ne 6 recitals no yeah no. What was it for? Sefa. But say, and you I know say obia ohwe ye bia and baby a wote no ene yenye etia no yeti ase what that is about. And I said there's something that see again in 10 no ye mo boa ye ho ye nya niema nwie kura ye nkoso ne I don't understand because what happened there any the president can tie asema president can or say sorry for that embarrassing incident. Justice preferred to swear by the cross, but somebody didn't ensure the cross was available. But we carry our Bibles on our phones now, so they thought he could swear by the phone Bible. This is what the president said. And I am watching, and I'm surprised the president said this to the whole world. Sefah, I don't want to even the NSA on sure says Sadi and one farmer. But it tells you, Kwadwo, ye pentem, and I don't understand. Ye pentem I akwa.
But so obi in temper in this
because
one. Because
the schedule was that it will be done yesterday.
Yes.
And so obi and the Kofi Cross and the F and temper no be. Unless you are trying to say Uncle Moon president in halting the BBR, I was here after no Moon China ni panunko baby chrono Kwakofa Cross and Uncle Fambra. It has nothing to do with being in a hurry. It was a lapse in
on the part of the state
arrangements.
protocol.
Yes.
The presidency was supposed to have arranged for those paraphernalia for the swearing in ceremony. So I was here like a lecture. I want to see the correlation between and temper and the fact that it was the relation of duty on the part of one more. No, also some the same man.
Okay, so the entire papa ya ni.
Yes.
And someone saw ho ye.
But that has got nothing to do with the swearing in ceremony.
That's a different issue you can raise.
Ena make say. Bibi a kyerɛ sɛ ase bibi wɔ hɔ a ɛsɛ wokɔyɛ ɛma me enti yenye bibi antententem ye moboa ye ho even at the swearing in kra ye moboa ye ho ba yenye bibi antententem na koye bibi. What is there? What really? What is Mr. Justice Bafuboni going to do for the president in Tia? Say ye bibi antententem.
I think I disagree with you on the part. Say there is an insinuation from your part. Say Jumadie bi wo hɔ a Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni e wo so kokodi edema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So that's why I used insinuation. That's why I used insinuation. Oh, patre say ase. That's why I used insinuation. I tend to disagree with you because your memoha ena ebiende obia converting ewie ade chin ya so ani
ebi kura anopa
enyumre ne aso mu in eno no de enye ntempe. And in any case, we have 3 arms of government per our constitution. Obia de no per our constitution. There is no interference of one in the affairs of the other. So Parliament, there is no interference of one in the affairs of the other.
Oh, Simon.
Of course, the Constitution spells these matters out for all of us to understand. Unless there is a case that is described by our Constitution, say Obaku etimi itu one among. If it has not happened, there is nowhere the judgment be the bench the judgment be but and president will call the Chief Justice says change the verdict. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Unless you have evidence to that effect, say of course something of that sort has happened before. Bibi says see and until there is a precedent in His Excellency John Dramani Mahama pushi Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni so onko ye niema emfama no. That insinuation, no. Okay. I disagree with you. Totally. I disagree with you. I disagree with your point of
view. Article be written by the venerable heart surgeon.
Oh, now see a name show so agenda papa.
Frimpong, Professor Frimpong Boating. And
Professor Frimpong Boating.
Yes, the venerable heart surgeon.
Surgeon, yeah.
Professor Frimpong Manson, right? Boating. Sorry. And they all Kenyan and say, why true article be let save MPP. So if I mean, say, who article now?
What's your point?
You see, baby, a MPP was a CA. Sefa, baby, a MPP was a CA. You can't encroach inum I contributed to baby a MPP we are Professor from Pomboatin on your second or your third.
Hey.
Yes.
What's it?
Me say baby a the opposition New Patriotic Party was CCA. Omo a contributed to baby omo was CCA no. CA nipa 5. Hurra from Pomboatin. So on your second or your third.
Into one first.
That is not the subject of mine.
Who are calling numbers? So that means one first.
Enti Kwadwo. There was a Bible written by Professor Frimpong Boating in sometime 2021 or 2022. Okay.
Bible.
Yes.
What kind of Bible?
Galamsey Bible.
There was a report. There was no Bible.
That is what I'm referring as a Bible.
How do you refer to that as a Bible?
Figuratively. Sefah-Danquah, you are all a language expert. It is a mechanic I saw figuratively. And that report was quoted by the then opposition on any platform. So can I report no? So can the report in a canfa bubo nipadin. So okay.
Mekai.
And to say nebe party ni wo baby wa. Professor Frimpong Boating, with all due respect, you can't eat your cake and have it. You can't seem to say let's save the party. In fact, the and when a party no say woo so why then you now you want to save. What can be? And first of all, on pahocho and sakra no abeka say or be suggestive ways to save the party. And it was just because of Adia Bakupu, because he was relieved of his post as a minister. And when it happened, me can say this report, the reason why I would treat this report with contempt is that as a minister, come first our report in Metro
means you're doubting his credibility as a person who is
because he was aggrieved.
Who is honest enough to have come out with
and
a
he was a bitter person because he was sacked as a minister. He was given a ministry to oversee.
Is that your reading of the SC? And I say you can say for a fact
because hitherto. Senka ye as a minister because our report no sa no releases our report no was not time I know our report no. The report was already there before. Not our report no. It was after. He was sacked as a minister.
How do you know for a fact in a report no? And the report in the one was sacrosanct.
Sefah, I am saying, say, I know as a fact, say that report. No, yes. But as some buy no James Bissell.
Charles Bissell.
Well, was he not the secretary to that interministerial committee? So that report was there.
So based on Bissell's argument,
it's not
you have the belief say the report was there.
Me say. I can say without any fear of contradiction that report was there before until he was sacked and Sano releases our report. In fact, that report was leaked to the media by Professor Frimpong Boateng.
Sefah, that's an allegation. And
I
think that
what is the allegation?
Yes.
He's not denying it.
You cannot say that he leaked the report.
He leaked the report.
Media.
Yes, he did.
Say that.
He did.
To which media outlet?
Oh, he leaked the report.
You can allege it.
Professor
you can allege it, but you cannot say it for a fact.
You have evidence that he leaked the report.
But apart from that, Sefah, if in per Obiba's assertion, no, Obi Kwasaya there, why is the best person I was say I catch on song koye?
Oh no, I say no.
Thank you. That's all.
Oh no, I say no.
That's all.
And who say anywhere? Who say ade anywhere? No be prefer solutions to ade na wa say no.
Yes.
Then what becomes of you?
Who say ade na? So one ever catch on fix it. Go and fix it. It is on one kwatena ho na wahwem na we hu say okay ade ma say no as you are saying. Na so waka say ade ya me angasa ma say ni. Me hwa e kwa e be hwa so e betumi ade aba back to where it was am e ba be say ni a. What is wrong with this?
So jitum say wo ka ho baby a party ni wo ne no. Me ka ho bi e na party ni wo ho sa.
But he's this one there isn't any attribution as to who has when I say party nikese and when I say party nikitwa. There is if you go through ni epistle no enema oboboso no where enema some of party nimpanyimfo prior to election 2024 were concerned about where enema no mombo so adida. For example, the National Executive Council of the party, people came out to say look, the neck is weak. Leadership of the party, people say the leadership at a point in time was weak and was also not having the legs to stand and says okay, this is what we want to do for the party, because at a point the belief was that abino na wa chichire party no to a certain extent. Ebio and some about the communication in the these were matters that were already known to one of the party. I remember very well. I remember very well.
Me Frimpong Boateng.
I remember very well.
So me the report party
na report nkwa. If you are talking about if you're talking about and some will be good mountain, so the opposition then National Democratic Congress you see against the New Patriotic Party, then you can also talk about Ora Kennedy Akompre Japan Obekaya. They were using his voices on our channel.
Frimpong Boateng and atworo ne de na watworo no ho asem ne ye ka se ochina Ora Kennedy Ohene Japan so be Canada try to apportion blames. Obi aye bone ono de wa anya bone a ono so ye be Canada. Obi in the eyes of and in the spectacle of Ura Frimpong Boateng obi aye bone ono de wa anya hwe. Sefah wa anya hwe na so otro report e de to abonten e ma the den opposition be bie ni ho omo koye assembly ni ho omo kan ya omo make a reference to sana report no the buy
critical to asema Ura Professor Frimpong Boateng actually, and I think in one of the paragraphs or say
say you de
or say
you de
tini ye odi ti ha mame etifo ntini ye A resurgent NPP must have the courage to process all the above and in the end come out with people Ghanaians can trust to run the party and a future government. Instead, we are busy looking for problems when the solutions are staring us in the face. My candid advice or suggestion is that the NPP must be watchful. Don't fall for any diversionary tactics. Those who conceptualized and are rolling out the top-down elections process will stop at nothing to rig the elections. Listen, to rig the elections for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Can you imagine?
It appears Dr. Bawumia is enjoying being used to destroy the NPP.
You see the target. So you see the target.
That's not what I'm saying.
The target.
Now I understand where you are coming from.
You see the target. You see the target.
If he cannot read between
agenda,
if he cannot read between the lines because of power, fame, and wealth, then I want him to think carefully about his future and reputation. However, if he is aware of the implications of his action, then I would like to call on the same majority in the NPP to reject this top-down election purposely designed to elect Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
It's belated.
As reported by several news outlets.
This suggestion, with all due respect, is belated.
Okay.
As I feel no free Pluto Abamas. Ababia, as someone ya can't chomu di Danquah neck, Asia. Council of Elders Asia, I take a decision.
My two questions to delegates are: do we want those who, when in government, neglected the grassroots, ruined the economy of Ghana, and also adopted a lukewarm attitude towards the environment and its biodiversity, to be in charge of the NPP again going into elections December 2028? Do we want an all-inclusive NPP or one that is controlled by people, including the arrogant prime minister, a declared fugitive, and their other nouveau family members and friends to continue to control the party post-January 2026? Name out. We'll see where we are. Aka no simami ensana no so abo rabo party aboli and the chronicle democrat no emeka yensa ntia ne yemfa the democrat hodo na abadwumu na tifin sem ne bi famre tifu agenda
and Ramonte speaker ensema odutu dwa oka say the two main political parties obia woni weakness eba no NDC mu a omo wo weakness with democracy.
Yeah.
And Professor Frimpong Boateng and Crawford so apart from Nemo ya underground, the now Abeka who asem no. Omunso, a banny patriotism, Baku say, any mojem.
And this year, no. We are torn between choosing the on your patriotic and their own team for democracy to Juma.
Until Chief Justice in here,
and yes, it's here, Abano, and I just say a comb boom. What's my say? I just say a comb boom because one has
Chief Justice
and one doesn't exactly.
Obey campaign, say Chief Justice, obey attacking reputation.
The two halves, Omube Boom, now Feno, a boom, now. I hear who baby I otherwise one party should organize training workshop for the other on democracy, then the other will do on patriotism. And I just say but doom the mic because some all baking the new republic Enfa Emre Anope OSP bully boy in 5 sorry I just obuba na betumi akire me mu OSP bully boy in 5-hour elevator rampage, lawyer grilled, starved and slapped with bogus charges in explosive correction probe. Omo ede obiba nkasa yem say Tuesday the omo man no best friend baako Same Daako.
Yeah.
They say I do see a friend Samuel Daako. Your friend is Same Daako. Same Daako the name radio name. Samuel, lawyer Samuel Daako, and I say Samuel Daako Esquire.
Okay.
Choir. Okay. Esquire. Oh no, enfoni da ha. Eno modi obiba. Chocho mucho pa ni boku si atafre. so OSP so efoni edaha na special prosecutor nanga if I SP ono so efoni edaha. NPA marks 20 years of petroleum regulation. Pali school in Kwadwo sparks firestorm as exiled chief returns. Na dia because so in fact adia mo ya wo fan ko bara nuko no meninje ho emfoni bi ba bonte enra ke bia me hia mpanifo amoma be kire mu. It's he supposed to sit on the bare floor eyi ne mpaboa ede ne ho futuru emfuturo no mu to say last born ayaje ne ball. What does that mean to the Aquiniano? Like ohini to me on what na form emfuturo mu eyi ne mpaboa etoto ne nan wo form emfuturo no mu. I don't understand. And quite honestly, na anya me fe kra because the very first symphony of Ohene Amidi I was introduced to no not yegwe akonwam ahyehye ne sika ahyehye ne ho who say yes enyam wom afa mi ko hu video ya I don't understand it. No to no one there so and I say what is the significance of what Ohene no yeah no because ba queen obi bani pay onya sa de no ejanko no de nka no de sign in near de ya but so bet na phone pa what was that? Honestly, I was shocked though. Yemfa Diakanto swear judiciary in crosshairs. Mahama swears in Bafo Boni amid ECOWAS verdict on Tokonu. GRA goes digital. Pilot online tax tool plans AI-powered customs overhaul. And also Wahanum. The Ghana Food Reserve Plan building a buffer between farmers and farming. And also Wahanuma. Ubetimi Enyebi Akai. Free fertilizer revival with massive 5.1 billion cedi boost to smash Akufo-Addo's legacy betrayal. Economy rose to 6.3% growth in 2025. Mahama aims to turn economic from wreckage to jobs explosion and transformation triumph. Ghana claws back 10.4 billion cedis from fraudulent claims. And also, Ewo Ahanum Mahama host Pan-African Summit to revive Manchester spirit. Gold Board refutes Asasi Radio's claim of 3 billion Ghana cedi loss. And also, Ewo Ahanuma Ubetumi Enyebi Akai. Economist calls for sustained economic stability to redeem the familiar budget trend. We air stories offer the new Republican Opeya Ubetumi Enyebi na Wakain.
Pacho yenfa the Ghanaian Times and twaso na no pay. UER farmers face existential threat from donkey slaughter climate crisis. And Kwadwo we upper east region. Na yese akuafo e wo ho no. There be the enei de omu komu no Kwadwo ni nyina ne se donkey kura ye kan wo twi mu san moku ya ho mpacho meka efu ponko debi kura ye camel donkey ye beka ne twi mu san se donkey ye de enye de ya oswa niema bebre no ye kan ne san wo twi mu
so be continue show.
Oh.
Eben wano but refi. Eben wano pa obitumi aboso me show.
Enye nantwie nso.
Na ntwe de mu on the gan.
Kan Woni makan obo onim ntia na oyesa no. Minim afri mitirim.
Yes, Yesu me mano Yesu ebra okoya ye Hosanna no. Aboabe no tena ne so no.
Efumponko.
Na say efumponko na mekai.
Efumponko. Efumponko. Efumponko eno ene ye donkey no. O kan camel there be dey kan.
Efumponko.
Ene ye ka say
Na wo say efumponko ye.
Efumponko.
The also camel.
There be.
Mo say efumponko ye camel.
There be. Okay, o dey. Okay, o dey. Donkey, wonim ni twi din a o dey fabre e wo show so call. Ye live streaming.
Donkey is a frum.
Efumuba. Ene de wasane ma homa. Yes. One of the boni din. Ye dana sepa Regina.
Regina Kokon.
Regina ye da sepa.
Regina Kokon of
the
CB
Debbie. Regina.
Retired teacher. No, a year Kwabenya Senior High School.
Okay.
Mama Regina.
Yeda sepa. Efunumu ba. Eno ene neidie ukopie mu a.
Omo na me ka say efunumu ba nche say na wo hye efunumu.
Debi enye wo hye efunumu ya. Ebe wo hye efunumu. Debi bia efunumu. Enu akọwe na mugu wafunumu nka ho asem anopai.
Mini nsa na ebe ba ne kranka beji double.
Me ba che director area. For message I would be sending na sending.
Mo na wo say sending the message because eba ni send no to me ka say no nim. Endra menshi ajalebi
na say ontimi nka say no nim. Na because ya ka ho asem anopai. Unless o see ontie show no.
Yo. Asem na waka.
Monto aso.
No so kasa de beti na senye de bia no betimi atie. E bia enura no pa no we busy because
me send message.
Me say oti.
Enura no send message.
Enti e bia na enura no pa no we busy. Bibi nti wentimi atie. No, bibi nti.
Ade bia no pa one send message.
Enti eno kire say bibi nti enura wentimi atie.
But you
enura no so no we was so to me fire jelebi.
But ye share jelebi ebo na mane. Social media ya ye nyina ye wo hoyi akwankwan nua ya ye tena si. Owo hobi.
Of course.
Bibi obi beka.
Man kan je say jelebi. Didn't I tell you last week say?
Assuming without admitting say
inform your boss and management.
Assuming without admitting say ajelebi kra ni refie. Oye nipa ni rebi.
Na say nra so me kan no.
O kan no e na ni resan fie. E refie wo ho. Social media ya ye wo ho a ye bo wudin wo ho enura yi. O boss yi o hobi. Enti de aturo nyina wa hu. Ontimi nka say e free enura no pa. Ebesi se ade san ye. Wanko Facebook
and you ebia no nam dwemu togelewele hu
debi woko
ebia Friday ye be chikelewele kakra de aye nneoma
enti de ato akuafo a ewo eye Upper East region eno no na afi nso Kwadwo ewiemu sesan ya asesa no eno nso eka ho bi emene akuafo omo ho kire omo yie papa eni omo su na omo Emwa. Military recruitment in Accra resumes Thursday across 8 centers. Kwadwo enti chese BBNC emenkrofo anwu a sabio yenimu nyansa yentimi enwen enye niema yie agese BBNC amenipa ahwere omunkwa ansa na sabio sabi yehunyansa ede ayede ayen yentimi ehu se nipa no eba no edoso enti yenchiche omumu te se de ya che omumu ya to forms maji musika deda enumpo ehu hia sesese obi ko military ya gini sika you don't pay to go and serve your nation enti sa jowo mun kan kire mun krofo no se nei me obi en to forms
ebien no na part of to cut off what's my say
cut off
disqualify people automatically
there be
so when is kana ngoto
na won krofo kroko bokoko omuton omukoko de ema omu de kwa abritire 350 Ghana no bi ntimi enko bobesia enfenkoye but amount bia de be kubia se me pese me kwa ba bia me kubia menya se sika ne bia meko enedie enura statement aba every Ghana Armed Forces aba say 8 centers ena a chassis on Thursday a omo ede di dwumadie no eyade a ye pa emum ache Dr. Abdullahi to be honored posthumously next national awards inti eno nso eye nsemu a ewa ha. Inflation for building sector eases to 9.7% in December. Enti we Ghana Statistical Service diaba government statistician Dr. Alhassan Idrisu nimfuni ewa ha eka sa story hu. Other stories ewa ha na owura Samuel Ofusu Ampofu oye board chairman edema Ghana Cocoa Board yom ho asemba ese meka pa ese anse mi sweetheart ba ko Cocoa Board enti onu nti na meka Cocoa Board ho asem enyo no an ka me nka Cocoa Board ho asem
janto wase na memfanchi ankonkoma
mi pacho chia na mame
aya
chia na mame
enu aba
enura na odwen ye ho na odwen bone fa ye ho enura ba ye
di ache no
because
you mean country sisters onom ye intense
ada intense into onom ye enti aya se bibia ba ne de ko tell bia say obefro na fo kra ma ma benum ye we no say ne birthday atwam ana
oh there be
30th
November
any aya we have a day
you do
person onom ye
audio obeba ampas
me ba jo ampas benum ye everything is on us
benum ye nako
ba men fa he ma say that men fa fati ni wachi because okotena ho ana no ebe pai aye fita obi amfi
because kono wan fa obi anko
eno no ma adwunbone se no mo ye ase emra esise eweche bi no oya se me obeti se ye sisters no mo se
me konom no
me dey be men no mo ni bi ofrin kran aba men no disease from smuggling cocoa to neighboring countries where a board chairman edema Ghana Cocoa Board enode sa ensem we atudwe Kwadwo nurse bi ya granting 100,000 Ghana cedi bill for defrauding a colleague ono na danfo ono no bi ono ni nyina ya adwuma ewo ba bi baako ene ne die ahom atwuma nwabieja eho na wakoye saadi ye nei court no etena ase no otafo court etena ase no osio ewra for 100,000 ebra ente saadi a ohu ebechiro pa wape 100,000 odi akwa enei okofie. The 2026 budget must be utilized to transform the economy way a speaker so on suppose budget workshop no Kwadwo ekoso ewo Alisa Hotel eho na speaker edisa ensem we nyina ekotu dwa. Bank of Ghana announces new foreign exchange framework to promote transparency and also IGP lauds ADB's growth, pledges stronger partnership and also ensem a ewa ha ye boso enano pay ediama president swears in new Hajj board inti enrai omampani apa new Hajj board no omuhuntuma omubedi dwuma yie pampacha omonkoye ne 2026 de no te said omo ye 2025 de no enkrofo bebre koka omohu ekoka adwamu ewo Madina ene Mecca ene ade no pacha omonye saade ni bim we Ghanaian Times ena no pay
Daily Graphic double crata no eda hamamenka osisima baako edumiensa na abo edi apa no nso ho ena no pay live on the Happy Morning Show. Double crata hudo no ena no pay abadwumu na tifi ensem ni bi ena ye brobro so edi amawo no asem to that a Daily Graphic double crata anymore ena no pay uphold judicial integrity, president tells new CJ tienra ebra His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Oma Chief Justice Paul Bafubone so afenamu so aye se ono enebeye o men nyina atemwa djuma no panyini a woda no ene wo kirem zehwe momomodian ma eye no kre ene di djumadi a mu edi no mu ewo atemwa adjuma no mu 2026 budget VAT reforms to boost business growth GRA boss na panyina wono ene da Ghana Revenue Authority ano ene wo kirem se ene ensisaye anase nsachra ye dia ba e wo value added tax to a ye ba beje no mu no ebeboa ama oman etimi atumpo na ze bitimi nyisika etimi ede abo oman eho ebra. Let's revise electoral calendar, Dr. Foley. And this has to sanction and discipline among MPs. PN Africa Edge Speaker. And El Catafeto so do engoche daily graphic do bokratano of our bit me and 70 na working kind ewo. Tano South Assembly rolls out projects to bridge infrastructure gap. Into Kopiemu ewo Tano South mentioning anymore. And they almost share any inuma who do go akwemu. Said ebeye ama ene akwan ahodo enema betimi aboma empuntu aba a eni ho no won betimi enya bi ewo yesabia no. There is an opinion piece ewo kratife toso edu of the daily graphic the obokrata na no pause Elwak tragedy never again. Eno de nyina ye fuaso papa na ne obepiamu abibimamu a ensa kira ekoso ewo amanyosemu abibimamu no ese wani nenso ka kire ti ha yenchem ha Benin ukopiem wo Benin a de akoba ne se Benin mrahye bejafo kokotena ase na omo etena ase no ena omo se sese no de akoba ne se yehwe emre dodo anase mfia de mama mpanyini se mampanyini bia omedio ma ne so no a aya yehwe mu na eswa enti ene yemfa mra foforo mra emra foforo yi ene de kokoto mrahye bejafie me Benin mrahye bejafie Emma enra ensema beto odwa ene se enei woma di atum they say ifri emfie emse enum ekokopem emfie nson enti one term no eye emfie enson ti se oye mampanyini na Benin ma no ebomodin ato aba edema krim se bra na bedio ma ne so a ene oto ma ne so a emfie nson se omusan to aba ne ma bio di a ene na se ote so a emfie nson bio na se emfie dunai eni mfie dunai de obetimi ede ayo ede aboa Benin man no na wayo ede aboa Benin man no. Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill passed enra ye kan ho asem ewo eyedwumadi isu teacher postings prioritize teachers local language proficiency we futua Professor Brompa wode akọ ede akoma Ghana Education Service and Ministry of Education say nei wode akyerɛkyerɛfo no ɛkɔ miahodo so mkonko kyerɛ de a bomodin hwɛ kasa wo mo ɛka anase kasa wo mutumi ka ne yie pa ansa na wato mo pete ɛyɛ Ghana fanase wo mo nkonko kyerɛ ade wei ɛne ensɛm ahodo ni bia bomodin a ɛfa daily graphic de obokrata no ɛnɛ anɔpɛ a obetimi ehunu wo mu na de mdi twato speaker launches scholarship for MPs parliamentary staff katefeto so edumiensa nti okopiemu brashe bejafia enzembia ekoso ho eno no.
Meanwhile, the catalyst and to us so Mahama unleashes Ghana's new maritime powerhouse. Asasi radio report falls and mischievous. Gold board Ena Eka. Accra Kumasi Expressway to be completed in 3 years. Major infrastructure projects set to boost trade, jobs, and regional connectivity. Women's Development Bank is here. And also Ewaha. NPA marks 20 years of steering Ghana's petroleum downstream sector. Qatar's Sheikh Mansour set to make billion-dollar investments in Ghana. We the catalyst.
But Yenfa the overseer Enwie Ewomihai Ato has restored hope after 8 years of mismanagement. Steve Mantiao ena Okansa ansemi nyina budgeter Ghana Photosanfo Edekoto Parliament nim na wotwe etwemu no eno ura Steve Mantiao ka se minister waya ade papa penedie wama Ghana fo asen enya enidaso biem na emfie nwotwe etwemu yi debi na enya kra. Gold board denies 3 billion loss cause Asasi radio report false and misleading. Ura Samijemfi enoka sa ensemu. Government prioritize food security. Eric Opoku Sefah-Danquah ne favorite topic food security de ehuhia papa. Importers welcome withdrawal of Hajia Rashida Mahama from Tema Port. Enti Kwadwo say importers welcome withdrawal of Hajia Rashida Mahama from the Tema Port. Which means say Ajia Ojia Nkrofo ho papa enti ene yeyi ni free ho no Nkrofo say eyo papa
like
ensure justice is ensure justice is not tilted towards the powerful Mahama to baffle Bonnie Sanso and Ghana Armed Forces resume a year training recruitment on 20th at the Airwork and afin so other new locations and no ya boss did that we the overseer.
Exactly 20 minutes past the hour of 7. Happy morning to no asuku so tieno. Ya modiana yan konkofa social media trends and family for live on the show this morning. The rapper Pafati Shaibu Ali. Watana see and na just 7 wa bonnet tofa na no pay odini nyina obesane mo baako edi egu edi amaye na no pay okaya se wote se na ye kasa edi afa nsem wo ekoso wo fanko no tie wosi wompe sa neema no wompe sa nsem no a ekoso ewo eye ofanko na wo bema na sesebe otonsa ebo ba ono wabodam we bema na otonsa ebo ba wabodam. There is something that you need to understand. Hwe emfa ho ne bema na bia kitwa we. The assumption is that wa ho odene echine eye oba enti hwe ekoba ne sa no na you cannot control yourself. Flee minimum bia ansana rapper Fatisha Bolidi social media trends minimum bia let it be tete na this ordinance can lead na tem ordinance can no ababa wa ojina so ordinance can no na tem no to no one sorry bi. And I don't see the reason why wakwa akofo obi ba waware no na won ne tie na bribim puni anase bufu bi na ba na osore de bia de emma emfian esinu na oyo ba o sa ba ma no oba ba o ye funu mu ba oba wase mu ba e na obi be fa no kwa akoye ne saa 7 ke be yode enka de na wo be ye so te se o oba ba na abrantewa bi acho baba no dia de na hyedem ebridia brada wo bruno anopa awia anajo ahomanache bribia wo bruno beba obaba no na ne ho abia se wo na wo ye bema na obaba ne ye ne saa de na be eno ma meka njem bo akotutu
bema no onimu nyansa ba akokora
se na mka se wa bodam no
because ade a woyi oban po pouch o say ubenya sem enti jai
sana me kaso abodam say hunzu dam bode bia ni
de na woyire no oye nyina ne say de wode ye no no eya bonten uye no wodem unya sem bia na wode na pia bonten egu nanim ase enam so wode benya sem enti jai o pouch o
onti
we se sebio sebe
wadwene
nyame bo te se ne seso a ena wadwene ya sefa ubetie de o kan
said how can you let your wife's nakedness
na obi
out there for everybody? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
See, do you know why, Sefa, do you know why Muslim women omukata omutiso? Because it's believed say omutrimi aside omukun enye so bi ehu.
Yeah.
Now from that to krano, even omunye Muslim, obi hu say ebia maami bi ashe bia short skirts no sharing obeka dey oba wari for
yes
washe sa
now we yire no
adeja
me say ni hu sefa ne hu nyinara o asa akola foforo aye odware
on hwehwe na odafom abontin edafom wakofa abami
mienu
okwase asebe oboda unnim nyansa.
You have disgraced yourself.
Obani po paucho say the uye no ubenya sem enti jai.
Like where do you go from after when Saturday when if I say police and chill nothing no woman the whole compound self compound house the whole compound mama eti ho emma eti ho enkwala ho obi ehun yire to ehu yere no fosa ne etie enti no nyambe na was ade no mu ema wo even as you the man no
oyare we no police for no enka so twen e wo ho memma se police for no betie mi a di ni ko gina court na court ebuwa no fa nka me pese me hunu judge no ana ye otemuani obetina asem no so no abu asem no na mama no ye just ketwa bi on fanya ne mame but se wo ye bema no na se wo ye bema na busua e na sesi ana ba mutirimu se e cheopa bi e na mokwa akopa special request munyum nie.
It's too late to say that you are sorry. After you broken my heart, when I needed you to satisfy my soul, you turn your back and said,
yo samre die yebeko eye abefontentan kese ne so na ensema edi ehim wo hoyie pa manfo dodo na eka ho asem no yemfa bi emfa mrel ebi a wo de na o data asa enti de ekoso ni nyina no wentumi ammo bi so anhwe bi ammo wani akohoma read comment se wo besu se wo betiem se eyo se wo besire o ni nyina no enro ni nyina data asa enti no wentumi anye saade ne bi ene ebo maden na kopie mu ewo eye happy 98.9 FM ye Facebook no eso okwa no abo live no na de ye be wetumi enye bi ahwe etie na enkomo na ye bo sesi ya yansa ye de trend no e de brawi eye abrantie ya anase papa ya ode ne yere aye punching bag on no ode ne ye ne boxing exercise minim so boxing match bi a eba or ye exercise or the back or sa boxing match no nim baby ye boxing exercise bukum arena ikra ewo ho bukum the omo training centers we brave for boxing when to me anko na yere a wa ware ne se ne hu kania o ka ne ho ana se ne ho kafo o ka ne ho a one ne ba bebo bra no one de we yi bra na esi nchen ene ne ebro fita na de ye me ya ene se asem we of anko ene siye ade amichia no of anko ena omuhye se si ade asem de aba ene se police for omo aye fast papa enra na video ni baaye no enra na mse wuntumi mfa me birthday no embedi ebufu semsa enzi nsem hunu ewo man mu ene a police for yeto me kra me tag omo be 1000 ai omo akwa akoso eye abrante no pen mu and the Criminal Investigations Department of Ghana Police Service and omo akoso abrantie emua omo kwache no ewo omo resident ewo ofanko aya no Ga East Municipality no na suspect ni din eni John Odate Lamte sahana ni din te okota presidential name so enso mfa mobra pa ai John Odate Lamte ena nensa akano no na ewa abra mukọ ekwoche eye abranti na police for say John Odate Lamte ni nuamu mienu ne sister Grace Kushi Lamte na ne bra Louis Odate Lamte ye kwache omo bra no say tenant una na wo show dem a wutwa video ya de kwoto abonte ama ya beche ye bra ne gina hwe de ebe wudia ene no mo kwa akwobu na anie nti eba ne saa no na police for say amoso saa na motie mo bra abu obi ama ya ba abeche na mo nso mo kobu obi na mo mese ene yeso mo mienu emu amo nso ye de omo kono mo foni ni de ya ble ne kakra enti hu nhye dan hu omo anim yie ai we nka o say ye do tu no obi ehu wife beater ni tenant beaters no amu nie na nka ye hu omo ye nkorente dan wo mu fie na ye kire say eye maame a ye bu ni a ne deje nyina beda abontin ya de onu de ye bura na ye de bro no se de bi o se papa no kolo ku gate no I think so Joel per video no dey able maame no ewo ho a moma yenhwe no eno me se maame no adekronti ya ble ho no ne hu nyina da so on hye dross on bo bra on hye hwe ne hu nyina da so kwatere kwa enti ne yentumi mfa no emfa nto ho ma obi enhwe bisa nti no ena yakata enimu no kakra no but ube hu se ade apapa no edi nyamransem na osibam no ewa abonten no enti ohwe se na ya bo no a there be onya ntoma bi kata ne ho ana ne here basa odwa na ye efirifiri na yanse ya mbebu ne biem enti sesi ane the police for ehwe se ombehu maame no na ommo a obetumi di aboa no so here psychological help se ohia safety se ye beyi no amana kotena baby foforo ne ade no omo hwe tenant no nso de eja omuntumi nya ne fie ho ma ye mbebo no enti ono nso de akope baby safe ena ye de no akoshe enti saa na police for no air come say ye don be protect victims of domestic violence ai na asem way ebe to ja no comment na aba no it's in the thousands enya asem keto akra ni nyina aka huntia na ama na trending no Mohammed Awal no sha say no sin krasefo Catherine say wow he was arrested wearing the same shirt he wore for the act. Well done Ghana police and they immediate and they so no na nama say chale you guys are simply the best. Chirese Ghana police is up to the task ankasa. I see the ministry should be able to assist the tenants to rent somewhere else. Gal Mengle say I said that he will be a Debbie Menkasa. Amega say that was swift. Ghana police is working. But looking at their faces, their nipe Felson said that tenant must vacate the house before the landlord returns from Insawom. Alex Minka say, oh, Baake, freedom to the wife at last. Sunny Ese, Ghana Police Service, kudos to you. The way I was boiling when I watched the video was out of this world. So and Uptown, Ese, kudos for the effort, Ghana Police Service. Hey, so this man was still wearing the same shirt during his arrest. This is also a clear evidence that he doesn't bath. But kindly ensure the person who recorded the video is always protected. So and Kwame Akai Bediako say I heard the wife telling the husband to stop because she doesn't want him to get into trouble. Did he listen? No. And sa and sa comment no etie ewo ehonum. Joseph say the person is seen clearly. You say suspect. What is the meaning of suspect? Val say I won't be surprised if the family goes to bail him on condition that it will be solved at home. They might even plead with the lady to not press charges. Marie, I say kudos to you guys for the swift response, but please, we haven't forgotten about the Ransford case. We believe in you guys. Intisa ena comment no etie ewo ehonoma sam radio yako akochina odem ai sisi ade odem aye kana asem. Memfa eye next one no emfa mrewe eye obiba ekrom na hene ba ko a wenya no enha asem ena yedi bayi ukopie mu ewo kwawu a eye kwawu man hene da sebre kwa mo aboatin the third ena asem bi esi ye ewo ni krom ho no ma de koba ye ene se nya afi ni de onhu de onya ne ho eho ana na hene ba ehye no ne mpaboa no oyigu baabi ena okotena afom nti otena afom no ena ode ne nsa prapra fom ede ne nine prapra fom no say monchimi na monchimi ye na ye mfi hanko me se monchimi na monfa me nko monchimi de asema ko anade oye na spiritual because the oye de menti ase se na obi empaboa mienu nu empaboa no mu de ba akoto ha de ba akoto e fa mfimfini ko ye no ebia ye jowo na betumi a kire ye the meaning of saade no ye no ase because me de me se meti ase a na meboa enti o se monchimi se mo anchimi a ene mo anchimi a me de me ho bebrobro fam hapa adan ko na ya modea ko ma no ya modea ye wo hanom ye bu ye man de amu ye chese mo de monchimi mo entie ensema eye da sebre eku amoabo atin the third e kan ye wa bra de ho ebom
Mo apare so mo awon mo timi Watch for Munchimi or Munchimi, me for 1 year, Munchimi, Munchimi, so once I'm body, Munchimi. Family here, Chinese because I'm here for evidence purpose. 5.11, we're here for evidence purpose. I am Taekwondo. Family here, make sure that you film it very well. You come in here, Munchimi or Munchimi, Munchimi, what's the Panama so called? Munchimi. No matter what he feel, every phone no wako. Say call your mudia. Munchimi. Trabi here, that's not catch a voice on Munchimi. Call your mudia. What are you call your day? Call your mudia.
Munchimi no. Ena mo ehu bi ewo ehonom no. Ai ko ma hene ena mo hu se otifoma. Ose Munchimi no. Na comment aba no eni eye Nana Kofi ena sha say no say a stool that's already occupied by someone. Them carry give you take them and you think the person won't fight back. You haven't seen anything yet. Alex say, and what is he busy doing on the floor, on the phone? Ken say, I'm sure he's a last born from his parent, cause what is all this? Saso Enakwabno says, did he become chief by himself? Kwame Boateng say, a chief who is barefooted and sitting on the ground in public, hasn't he automatically kicked himself off the stool? Saso Nelson Sunday say, is he a last born? Saso Nananso say, is Nana last born? Nana. Philip can see if you take a toffee from a small boy, this is how he behaves. So, Kwesi Blay Herbert say, is it by force to be chief? Kumewu Westy Sylvester say he should remain seated until the MPP wins power in 2099. Mreku Felix say, is he acting? James say, hey, Nana, is that how we spell Dasebre? Dab saying anyway. Jemima say, is he a chief? He's supposed to be an actor. Ntisa a comment no etia and a co and some no and a DB abrel no yemfa dia council and fantoaso emma anopaye nanse no prisons service omo dia omuko a school mu and then kwala kasa to stay away from crime send they will stay away from prison. Na omuko pie school ba akomu Ejiso Senior High Technical School no e no mo kire omo se na da e wo prison call Happy 98.9 FM se na prison no obi ba ni sefai moda ba kuti wo nine na wo wuti wo nipa ne nine enti no moye te se sardine no enti no empake to e bi no nipa be 19 ene da so into wo nine e wo bi 80 sa na tie ene ese mo mbeda se nya mo amuda hoi mo are you comfortable mo de se ebi awada te se nre say se fa di fufu yi it was for the whole day ebe ji nsuo sa enti wada na ne ti o se asensu come de me untumi nsori se wo kwa kono mu nsuo de bi enye sa wo prison ho bibia time da ho time ayedum no mu nsuo time ayedididi time ayededa time ayede sorry bibia time untumi mfa ope enye de ope ena obi so say mudana muntie bie
Happy FM 98.9.
Are you hearing me? Now, all that what we say because of what the heat. If you come at the say that we have 19, all that say about 6. Review your own sorry. Now, please you the say on do we are come a day. Omadano omo ensuo a esia na ensuo no one can for present in Scotland to consent to army. Over so time at the home. Over Gaia time at the home. Over Lydia time at the home. They say, all do our home. And I know Gaia when I made it, even now. The young one at him out. It's so big you, so you, about. If you are so say you did a more nice. Hey. You did a more. Like I say up so. Like I say up so that you I know and for a day like the way and I say everybody got on my and more 2 bags, 3 bags. I need to go out and also read it. The person you find out you're saying and why then. It's for the past you see I feel let me more back. Let me more back. And will be a very happy. Or one by inside or in the very one. That ain't why I don't know. One great says a woman. Now only now all probably none of them issue and then we go down. Because I'm not okay.
Happy FM 98.9.
Entino prison officer now takes on a year school for Colano Air Cassette Chomo life in prison. Send here. Entino so na that's a uko school. Uba Kwayaba Ubali. Afan Grantier, Eddie Caesars, a passo, a knife, Asher home. Now they are called young Kunawako de Hodia, and they are bow power in natural dada. Wouldn't send you a bit at here. Wouldn't mean so young Kunumusio, a brow pay. Uko show be Mugu and Mummy and Mumbu Hosadano. Sa and a prison officer no catch homo. Commented by no any Fifi essay. Very good. This must be done across all tertiary schools, SHSs and JHSs. David essay, this is very good initiative. But what if one of the kiddies fat during the demonstration? Wow, Samuel, I say, this is good, pa. They should visit every secondary school in Ghana. One Kokui essay, God bless them for this. It will help a lot. Punchy say, I'm truly happy this reform is going on. Sasso and Ohima said, this is how they laid the slaves in the slave ships, by the way. I don't know why we are doing this to each other. Not everyone in prison has committed a heinous crime. Food for thought before people start coming at me. Sasso and a modern essay, this is a good idea. A bad time essay, nice one. Sasso and Anana Ifwa essay, this is very educative and good for students. Ocheneba Nana Kwame essay, who brought this idea? Wow. Herrick essay, great initiative. Intisa ena comment no etie. Menfa final trend no enfa mrewe na afe no yemfensi ewo ahanum. Na sisi ade obia ede na adwen na nam won kran ha o. De aba enie papa bia on de onam ka kwan ho. Enti ya least mistake na wato form say odo ka abono. Ene ose obeko hospital 1,002 ena obeye say opese also pure water o ena ono a wegya ne ho aboho onim se na CCTV so utwa no ena yetwa no nti se ane de waboka buburo wo pure water ni nyina sei wo nso a wo nan na ode ball fom say po no ai be ye oya but CCTV ne hu de awo ye nyina enti ene unya kapre comment abano any Sweet Forex Trading say, oh nah, if you know this guy I go no say I know be what they circulate be the matter or he gets sickness or he dey at your side Charlie. I see him several times where he fall. Kofi obi say him say epilepsy and the one sunti no nam kwan ho ton the pure water no and onya attack and no yes na nye say na or yes or pretend this a car bono na bibi. We just send no yen insana it looks like e be no crese onya epileptic attack. Kofi say, how do you know he's pretending to be knocked down by a car? Coco Kumasi say seem like an epileptic episode. Duku say he could be epileptic. Ashon say, how can you give such caption from the way the person went down? It's someone having an epileptic breakdown. So and a one coffee could be epilepsy. Don't spread false narrative. Amaga gift to say, I'm sure that's the narrative. Terry say, this reminds me of a guy like that who died 2 weeks ago. He was going to take a shower by the riverside and he was kicked by the sickness and no one was around and that was it. Nitisa ena comment no etia ene aha ena mede social media trends no ABC ede amount anopay.
Me try my own kwanza. My main cancer. Prisons in Sense7. In Ghana, you know no more murder prisons. No, their rights are being infringed upon. The last time I met you, say, Penyimbi Air Casa Ediafa prisons was the fact that prisons are hold one way see a woman. The capacity. One more idioma kwaku guhono. A broso. Sometimes even more than 100%.
Yeah.
It's only about 300.
And that's the maximum prison.
Yeah, maximum security prisons. Ewo maimo. Oko Ankafola, same. Oko Eyedi Wokumasia, same. So, I am not saying say the prison service.
And you're not saying there's a prison in Kaswa.
In Kaswa, yes. I'm not saying say the prison service should not go to schools to indicate to a year Ghana for anyone more maka life in prison. I'm not saying they shouldn't do that. But we should underscore the fact, say, the conditions under which they are in, our prisons are is inhumane.
Sure.
We cannot run away from that fact. It's inhumane.
That's how broche prisons or more that bank beds so.
Now, Fatu kunya bank bed or Ghana prisons wherever.
Why can't we?
Or bank bed wherever.
There are some correctional facilities in Ghana with bank.
Dapi. Enye no asem na maker. Enye bank beds asem na maker. Mesi ukonya we hefa. Because the point is that
infringement on their human
on the human right. Because the point is that you see, as my maker we has I say omo di bon na den tiniye embrano etrese. So nipa na di bonia you are restricted. It does not mean say all rights ni nyina no are stripped. All rights no ye nyimfiri.
You are confined.
You are confined. But all of your rights, so your right to movement, and as a freedom, mobility, and
it's to reform them.
It's reform you. So you have right of care. Oh, yeah, prisons now the hospital.
Yes.
Didn't you know what we are the moment? We pay for entertainment for them.
Yeah.
And the plan is to reform them. But to let a young Kwadanu who say prison is overcrowded, we should be ashamed that we are using a approach as they say a prison afforded that to show a emofra. We should be ashamed.
But truly, that's the reality. So they
but
are showing them the reality.
Fatih, that is the reality. But I'm saying, say, the reality is wrong.
So you don't propagate.
Propagate that wrong reality.
Prison as a luxurious.
I am not saying they go and paint. No, Fatih.
No,
I'm not saying they go and paint a prison to be a luxurious place. But I'm saying, say, if you happen to go to any prison and you are made to sleep like the way you are sleeping, prison's officer no etre no against the right of the prisoner.
Okay, so Sefah, you see, I get your point.
Remember, Tia, in some original capacity, 766. Original capacity, 766.
I mean,
the capacity now is 3,766.
700 to 3,000.
766. In some
700 no, 3,000 abroso.
Now tell me. Said this that's the reality. But tell me if that is the wrong reality for us to create.
Why can't we expand our prisons?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So Pentecost for
prison or VIP
Pentecost, yeah, of course. Pentecost for yes, I did. So it's now like an individual and as private entities and my imagine beat me about. Because if you go to other parts of the world, especially in the United States of America, we have individuals that have invested in constructing prisons.
Yes.
Inti abani de omukugua abani tiesika edema those
it's a facility.
It's a facility, of course, so you have to pay for that.
Sefah, I associate with Bibia Okan. And we all know, Fatih, we all know the challenges of our prisons. Sefah, we all know the challenges. But I would also want to commend the prison service for this education. It might be wrong because the Omo Chireno is idea infringing on the right of people. Because we are talking about human rights issues here. The fact that onipane di boni aya convicting no enchre se ne right nyina na her right nyina is gone. Enti ebetimi treating no said etibia. We owe them duty of care. Enunti ena omo ya ye momo aduane, ye momo hospital, ye momo clothing any bibia no. But Sefah, education course no is targeted at Fatih. This is said no. So that a be cut it down on especially young people are eco prison. It's the reason why we must start here free secondary schools. And I'm saying, say, Sefah, they should establish clubs. Because of course secondary school, there are various clubs. They should establish prisons clubs. Na omushia education any adinina. Because Sefah, the reason why prison I can't want some say is overcrowded, you know, is because of crime. Adosu. Bone adosu. Bone nsu no mudia ni edi omu eko efiase no. Sefah maybe ebia we should champion non-custodian sentencing. Sefah. Because ebia no Fatih no be cut it down on in the padodua ewo because you can't say you can't.
That's someone I say. Obi board the action so the culture so for we are and say we are the BMW.
Metiasie no ase no you see na ode ye asemu aka so that ye be just ansem na e kan say owi aboard ye keke ene ye de na ekọ afiase men ka say owi awe keke because in contest ebi obi board ye no e obi BM sana na the venerable chief justice na oka example ano man no eno so nkyere say ye prisons ho no ye ntimi anya expansion ewo ho minim de enti abesi na nsanwam ye nsisi bi nka ho minim de enti a Europe ani America obi timi ko prison ba na brabo nyina asesa enwumtuni America nwumtuni a odi boni a
kasa America nwumtofo ahodo makwa ba o
mimpo de ba ko a ona mepena sempa Robert Kelly mepena sempa oko prison Sefah owo prison ho waye a whole album ewo prison. In fact, when your opportunity to shoot some videos of some of the enyumana wabono. In fact, onyankro kra any omo ye collabo enyumuno or prison ya gene freedom efri ni nsem ewo fiase but yetimi hu ebimu a omo wo ho emfie dudu omo wo ho no ombeba no na ebimu attorney lawyers omo atua law no ma 10 lawyers no mu mrana omu kosua we fiase na no mu di twitwaje ebimu a ewe fiase because omu ko ho omu ni omu di nkomo sede ade na ye de ntimi nya bisa na ye prisons no eba ye prisons breedy hardened criminals.
Prison experts number.
Say baby or
I mean, ideally, Senior Prince Kan, prisons facilities there. Yes. Senior Okano rehabilitation, or more education access near there.
it's known, say, in prisons in Ghana, they give access to education.
Yes.
I think last year, Krano, you graduated from UCC.
Yes. BEC.
Yeah.
I
know there it is a given, but I think there are some other elements at the end of the So, for example, Senya can say R. Kelly has the chance to record. Yes, he's not the only one. Even in the past, Tupac in Biggie Moon, or more prisons, they were recording music. But the thing is, Senya Sefah-Danquah, most of the American prisons are also not state-owned. Private facilities. And I don't know if it's a subsidy or so those prisons are far more equipped and have a lot of we don't even refer to them. So there are two types. We have prisons and correctional facilities. Yes. So prisons, example, a maximum security prison facility like in Sahoma, when they say as more or less say it's perceived as a punishment. So some of your rights you would lose them.
Yes.
But correctional facilities I think that's what the Church of Pentecost is doing now. They are building correctional facilities.
You're being reformed.
Yes. Where skills training, tailoring, I mean, even in some home, there are facilities where inmates, tailoring, barbering, there are barber shops even in the prison facility itself. Person who you obitimi, yes, whether an outsider or prison staff. I'm just saying, say numbers, yes, high, but we shouldn't take it away from the Ghana Prison Service. Say, part for reformation. It all boils down to resources. Yes, the resources, and so I think the budget now you read the 2026 budget. They made some allocations,
yes.
Service, prisons, police, and
Ghana
fire
National
service.
Fire Service.
Yes,
but Ghana National Fire Service is going to get about 100 a year fire tenders in the account. So that was like specifically mentioned. But whether I did not hear say there's a specific mention on how you're going to reform our prisons.
No. So, the only thing
even do allocation
yes,
but
they are not plans of
no.
On my state, I think the only recent thing the Minister of Interior mentioned before the budget, I know Omoko Park, Director General of Prisons who mentioned was the increase in feeding allocation to inmates. Yes.
So line is that prisoner Usino several years ago
Fati
will not be useful in this present day.
Ghana has 47 prison facilities. Only 5 are purpose-built correctional centers out of the 47. Majority are old colonial era dungeons originally yes, for detention.
That's kind of prison.
Yes.
And someone should not be seen because it's a maximum security prison. Should not be seen say, yes, kete onipano movement. Yes, but at least reforming a kakra because be brene free and someone mubano. Womu say, Sefa and young council say, any fati ebimu free and someone muba. They are able to integrate because minimum ebimwa omokoba omutimi integrity they go on to do the person omoye any adinyina. But Fati, I was sharing a story with only my sister some time back near Kofi. Ono okoba no Sefa esubi a wadane dibia say on sanko back to prison. Yes.
But there is this phenomenon we call recidivism. Right? The tendency of onomoma ko a year prison. Omoba abonting. It's because of society's ability not to allow them to reintegrate themselves into society. Eho bia no wo prisons no. The person was having a sense of belongingness. Omokom boom eyade. But se nipa ni free prisons ba abonting. Na nkabusua betimi agye na tomu anase society betimi agye na tomu no society ne nyene ntumu That sense of belongingness, nananko prison, no, he or she is not getting that outside of the prison.
Sefa,
the American, obedi bone asansa na chiako.
The American idea. Na bibia o say the family was that the whole family. In fact, it was like a jamboree to go and receive him. Almost share that a year like say ye bibi said the ebe obi hu say oh emfa hone de oye ya okọ wabano oye ye busuani eno nipa American asem fact ne papa ye sofo the father and the family willing to accept him back, but guess what Sefa osi ono opeso osan ko back the omu ye man bia to integrate say onbema na ye juma because na oye before obeko no Sefa na oye driver na ochinkro car the father was willing so obeto car man no ade ye juma everything he did afterwards was so besan go back to the prison. Yes so obi wo ho a okoye na eho no akoye ne de and even in Europe ni America enkrofo bi wo ho a omo prison na no mpese omo tena wo omo ye omo danya prison na no mpese omo ye in fact omo ye kings and kingpins wo ho everything in that prison revolves around them ye even ye will be mu wo ho sa omo no every bibia wo prison ho bia omo eneko in fact say sometimes officers no kura person omo nyankrofo no omo ye niema omo the form so minim die ntia we can expand in someone minim die ntia yes dida we see nei in someone to say the ti bia ma ye hihye nkrofo bobo so but Adia Prison Service Director General Edema Prison Service Mrs. Bafuboni ye ewo hono
Ntia menya say there is an expansion that is going on and some
expansion.
Was it?
No, we should say expansion.
So President Mahama first tenure and no shas yes so Mampanyin na Danko Kwadwo eba no wantimi antoaso President Mahama Samba
wantimi wantoaso
okay President Nana Danko Kwadwo wantoaso President Mahama aba
otoaso
yeah if you say otoaso say the be what we are expecting say uko prisons abe hu no ebetimi ehu no ewo ba
and I believe in Mrs. Bafuboni
say obetimi Director General of the Ghana Prison Service so obetimi edjuman but yen come about here the human rights version and I say aspect of this particular conversation no Peter Bismarck a human rights advocate on so a executive director for Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation wabeken say wa homa so say ye ka say ya ti obi atomu a does that mean say onipa no right ni nyina no ye free ho na if you have done an analysis of any sort with regards to overcrowding our prisons no or Bismarck is that not amounting to a human right infringement Martin?
All right, good morning. Yeah, so it's a human rights there. There are a lot of indicators that measure rights, but there are fundamental human rights. The entire engine is punching. It's a human rights entitlement. Paintings, if you say human rights are privileges, but human rights are entitlement. You are entitled to right to life, any privilege. Right to health, any privilege. Entitlement, right? Right to food, any privilege, entitlement. Now, so you're marking what the link called prison services are, and I say in prison or my you say right to medication, and I think we're guessing between our tacit right to medication is a fundamental human right. It doesn't mean say your right to medication or the right to health. Yeah, I would say you see, but there has been continuous reports or Ghana's prisons just access, and I say no access to adequate medical care, right? Until there have been infectious diseases, which is malaria, pneumonia, or common cold now due to poor sanitary conditions. Amnesty could reported on some of these things. And often, you who say be a natural prison will help will be curtailed, and medication or medical care will be curtailed, and that is a violation because I say prison are binding, and it's only the government it may violate rights, right? Only government violates rights. If you want a bind a chill, now what do we do if you ask no? A bind or that responsibility on a duty bearer and responsibility, so the more adequate for rights to help. And they say right to help cannot we now and as a banner violate right. Right. And the moment says your rights and be certain fundamental right or fundamental rights can't be violated. Into a banner to own because right to life, entitlement, right to food, or say abandonment with Janidi. It's not abandonment with Janidi. But abandonment with doesn't mean say they shouldn't be nutritious. Right, because it's part of in the SDGs. It is a two to ma. I was available more sufficient and quality food, as well as quantity. How we say the but the prisons are being used as punishments, more than rehabilitation. Often, many rights are being violated in our prison services, but because our attention, because look. I mean, how can you be fed on 1.8 cedis a day? Okay, 1.8 cedis a day. That is, I mean, even if you are being fed 10 cedis a day, it is still even below the dollar rate some years back. And currently, the dollar rate is still the dollar is now 1.9 at the interbank, going below and as going down there and will be higher. Okay, and it is how poor diets are inmates may rely on. I mean, it is a violation of human rights, but it is also about abandoning Fika because so we share the international covenants on economics. Abandoning Fika on to me, and there are times government will violate your rights because of lack of financial resources. Abandoning okay, right to employment. If I'm digressing, right to employment is saying, ensure say obi bi abanye juma aye. But say abani nisika, abani to me enye. And in that case, finances and as economically, were violating your right to employment. So abani to me create the environment for you to survive. Even what happened at the Ewaki say, if the government couldn't provide that environment for you to survive there, were violating your right into. What you're entitled to, that is right to life. Abana so when we understand technically and then academically as well as socially, say right are entitlement and there's a prisoners. Right now I enjoy before I no so to enjoy similar rights, especially fundamental human rights. I want to buy away on to me, make on to me prison. There's no way you have prison service. Security or hotel no when you wait GDL. And then I do baby crap my amnesty, one my doma kote if you say sentence to death now they do baby as okay, 2 months, it's a sentence to death because now we are understanding that entitlement to life. That is why Sanya Mani can't be if you want money. Yes, your rights do not are not curtailed when you are in prison. You should still continue enjoying those right, but as we see, that right in dignity, or my health and ability to rehabilitate, then you can still see people being convicted. You don't go prison about after ex-convict. Once a national council could go back because you rehabilitate. They harden. You see, they become more hardened. It's only few who come back who lessons, especially when we say the right to housing. You see, even right to housing can be because it's also part of human rights. Right to housing, the other. You see, Ghana's prison service is very overcrowded, and we all know about it. I think that there were reports actually say the prison population was around 14 6,900 or so. But while the authorized capacity is 10,200 or so or more, that is 4,000 more. Is it into say we sounds the right to house and no sounds also violating and into over undermining inmate dignity, health, and ability to rehabilitate. So rights are entitlements, and you should still enjoy them whilst you are in prison.
People say if, for example, me and Makwakudi Fiase, and some of my rights are being withheld. I said, the watcher will say, rights are entitlement and your privileges. No. Is there any action I made me take it to ensure, say, my rights are given me or I am allowed to exercise those rights?
Yes. So, because our legal system is quite complex. How many times we say business about almost challenge right to have volatile or prison for the heading because at the normal circumstances you should be able to challenge certain violations. Abandon voluntary rights you have every right to challenge those violations. But let me say the obvious rights are most often most of your rights will be restricted when you're in prison. Let's agree on that.
Yes.
Some of your rights will be restricted, like right to travel freely. You can't travel. You can't leave the facility without authorization. But detention is meant to deprive you of certain liberty as part of your punishment or legal process. Maybe your right to privacy, say, sometimes we that right. You go phone calls now, they come to me and certain rights, freedom of association and assembling in the prison. You can have that your freedom of association because also you have to say or mine. You don't call them as or mine. So you can associate yourself with them. You can form worship groups. Now those things are there. But I can say the legal processes in fight heading. That is why sometimes lawyers say wrongly convicted. Never say they come back to court. For sure, back say conviction. I mean, sentence the man here wrong because you not committed a crime. It could take years. And that years, you cannot share records. You can saw. I mean, you saw what happened with Atai's is a mechanic or so.
The driver.
Years away. Yeah, the driver. Yeah, the number of years away. I've not followed up with what compensations are there because I know in these cases, compensations are there. Another right to be so lose your right to work. You see, you can't work. Well, and the certain right to be violated, but the fundamental right, when they are violated, you can challenge them. You can challenge those rights and heading because most often more prison are poor people. Majority are poor people. No, nobody cry at the family. You cry so come to me go to Mkoko because sometimes the family do not understand those fundamental rights, those rights. You see those entitlements. The families also don't understand, and then the process is even going to cause another. Anything they say you can go out there because if business are also educated on their rights, right to food and right to healthcare, they can also challenge the government on it. And therefore, business, it means as in because Manchester said right to even getting books now, they're writing parts to petition. What if I say business have petitioned the government against their right to medical care? You see, some of these things, it's not educated, they can do it. Go, some of them are learned. They are very, very learned. No more prisons or no. So it's a matter of for them to understand which of these rights and which of these rights and you can use whilst you're in prison, you can use that to challenge the government so that some of these rights will be maintained. If you don't go to court, prisoners should be educated on fundamental rights, entitlements. When those entitlements are violated, what are the processes as a prisoner to go through challenging those rights, not me on the back. It is overcrowding. If I'm not here, they can challenge it because it is 10,000, up of 14,000. It's a violation of their dignity. They should be fed 3 times a day or 2 times a day. But over feeding maybe once, nutrition, you are violating their right to food. Is it, I would say, medicals, medicals, violation of their right to health, which is the right to housing, and these are fundamental rights. I think, if let's take the court out, but rather prison officers and Amnesty International, the government should find a way to educate. Go right there, also be able to know who the rights. Be who the rights are. Going to a hand and once because your right will end at where mine begins. Into their whole right to end there. So abuse and value to be right. So that we can live in a harmonious environment. That's all the time there will be chaos. That is why I'm enjoying your conversation. But you should understand that business have certain rights, and these rights are fundamental human rights. Other secondary rights, second generational rights, or first generation, second generation, third generation, fifth generation rights, and digital rights. All these rights, we will lose most of them, but the fundamental ones, you cannot lose them. And I like the situation so you say, the education, right to education is also part of your fundamental human rights, right? You say, most of the business eco school, which is good. It means that we are improving, but our improvement should be situated on the basic ones, basic rights, life, healthcare, housing, dignity. You should be situated on them because eco school no right, only education all right, but housing violated, healthcare violated, food violated. Yes, you violate more rights and you give one right out of the other right. So we are doing well. At least say education, but aka healthcare, aka food, aka housing. That you can also protect their dignity. But outer, they are still human beings when they return to our society. They are still human beings. They are exposed to many hormones. The only baby experience on chaotic. When they come home, they become aggressive to us, and society.
So if I'm getting you right, what we are experiencing at our prisons, are multifaceted. Number one, having to do with the judiciary system, because it's to the bill high. You'll be quite to remand that the person is not supposed to go to a prison. The person is supposed to go to a remand prison, but the book to maximum security prison. Number two has got to do with a lack of education on the part of one more on their right. It does not mean that all of your rights, you're through. So another, and you're supposed to exercise those rights. But if you are a besumudie, if you also say chinchanacha, also man,
yes, there's this conjugate rights that wife got to know about what you mean having sex. I think the officer can tell you about that. And that right cannot be violated. There's that right there. You know, guys, you improve it because first can not prison some voting. This year, prisons have voting rights. We are going, but we should speed up. You should speed up those right to family life plan. We are getting there, especially restricted in Ghana, but I think it's getting better. Freedom of expression. You see, inmates cannot really speak to media. So your freedom of expression obviously can be curtailed, but you can't take away other rights. But I think Ghana is getting better than most African countries when it comes to this second generational writer. Try to say, it's multifaceted. I understand, but then we should speed up because they are human beings. They are Ghanaians. They are skilled individuals in the prisons. Skilled individuals. Nancy, who say they are weeding the place. They are keeping the environment clean. Yes, fine. But what are the other entitlements beyond because everything is restricted? But when you enter a lot of rights will be restricted, but your fundamental rights must be protected.
Robert Bismarck, and Pamiano, I say, you put home up to prove now, OJ Penny. Now you didn't come more. So happy morning show. Yeah, there was him. Happy 90.9 FM was good sweating. Jumedi no unse enye on the fire, but in some of the bus anwa we fisem tietanasia. O si di ho enkomo. Ora Peter Bismarck wo mu jimu ediko yen nipa ye fa ahodie wo man mu osanso executive director Penny Kwantrefo a wada think tank the Institute for Liberty and Policy Innovation ano na otese no etwetwe enkomo ewo ho no sima baako aduonu na abo e dia pa no wotwe ho Robert Fadisha Bole mi ntwa ye homra ye nto ade baako mienu miensamra na dia aka nyina no ye mfa nto aso live on the Happy Morning Show na no pay.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
Hey, Kofi, let me amount countryman. About the Dano year. Abra which are just 1,000 Ghana cedis. Me a one ya.
Oyo yinkonya.
Wait, see. Me a Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding 2026.
Sa dwumadie no a ye hoahoa wo se oye odehye niema koda ahogye kese na ye san ema manfo di wakire se de oye celebrity no.
Wetwa, be fie duonini, ene de aka odo ho asema. Ye ka warefo bebrabom.
Ntizesi anu de me mpra no miensa no ba.
Debi Kofi. Oba baako, bema baako, odo baako.
Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding. Well love meet affordability. Our warrior on another level. Don't know.
Before registration forms, our Happy FM Asalam down.
So person so yasenia. Obetimi afrete for home 0244 906 235 and I say 0302 254 858. Mamen Kaiwo sense check akra ho.
One everywhere you go. Big go for the friends and the family. Big go, big refreshing moment. Big go for the kids and the adults. Big go, boys and girls with a drink up. Big go, everywhere the party day. Big go, we go mash up the place with it. Big go, greatest in every battle. Big go, big go, big go, big go, big go, big go. Big refreshing moments.
Big old drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
For all the news updates, trending topics, good music, and unbiased analysis of various issues, listen to the Happy Morning Show on Happy 98.9 FM. We are your morning companion.
Yamamwachio Niamakwaba about Happy Morning Show so Happy 98.9 FM.
98.9.
Yamwachimwakwaba bi emfamra Happy Morning Show so na no pay yentwande kakra afie twam no na ye hyase se Ghana ha ye the new curriculum addition share foforo ye di edi edwuma na sa addition share foforo Mamen Kyle say yedidi dwuma ewo entoaso school ahodo no emu na eboa ama mofra no atumi adwene yi pa adwene mu do enye adwene ano de ne bi da bi yede mofra no asi adesuane ade mfimfini na unim de mane ye kama ne se ene yede oman amamre ne amane e de ahye adesuane hye fufuri mu ama anabo be papa na mekan obebusa se na sifa asma kan de yemusa se wonu a sebe womodi dem womonso womode ka wana obia de ka ho abaya me ate ase se enya de a sa de hwenhye fufuru eja obia wa akire enti obia de ka ho na de mane ya kono ne se sese schools ahodo ni nyina no won ewo enso hwenhye fufura ye de agu akwa mu a
ene no enye se abofra no wokọ akwakọ we baba nkoa no aba no ba be puagu ho afei won kai biu ubisa no say what is matter or say what is what matter no gina ho no hwe enye se bi na de twenty chef free wo ba be we no ye mamofra no eniema wo mu esua no no mo de mo nsa ye no mo kambo mu de adwene eba na wo mo kyera dwene wo eye adesua ensem no ho se de be ya wo mo mfo mani konkosi nsɔhwe a dan da nyina no ye kɔ afena wie ya ansan ya kwa akoyo no so na ye de transcript foforo aba eno no omo friend student transcript system ye de aba eno ene be kyera abofra no ne modern ba wo bo ni nyina be da na die nti eno ena se bia abofra no opesoko suapon mu a wode betumi e de aka ho de akọ na wode kwa ya hwe so ne aka so eni omodern bo so ani nti ene yemfaw na wonso bomodin abra besua de e osuapon mu ma menkawo se we nyina no still wayek ehobon mu esan se enso hwehye foforo de aba no West African Examination Council eno mo hwe se de be ya okosukuza hodo no mu nyina no a ensusu ya de agu ho a ye de ma atretrefo no mo de asusu emofra no ne nyina pepepe nti we de Ghana ye da atefoforo ndie ai usua ne na wadi kan echina ma menka wo se sa enkratoi de Ministry of Education naka ena GES eno mbombo modia edi abrehia ye bo hu dawru edi akire wonti se awofo se mutimi a adesua hyehyɛ foforo betire new curriculum ene edi aba anti ne oba no ba fie na abusa na terminal report na okajo se maam ye bi no agese ekɔ na ye bomodia kwa ba fontintan kese ne so ekɔhwɛ student transcript system no no ohunu modern ba ma ye mon hyehyew enye bibi foforo bia enye bibia ihu bia nemom enhye foforo edi aba eno no tiemi ha se opese okwa ahomegye mu na ohomegye abekomu no se yade bebo wu se bibi na betu ni nyina no o wa hotoso ede a ene na ma menkamfo snit emfama esan se ye koba nyina na bre no kwa na ekɔ da no kwa na ekɔ yemfie no kwa na ekɔ animu ebeduru brebi na dwuma ye die ni gidigidi ebedi o na nso yentimi nya ahode ne enni ne se de ye di ne nei enti se o wa ahode ne etiase ya udi akɔneaba o bo wadwuma yie no besere wa bomodin na peska ne bituo na yade de yenim bra yade beba yenim bra oyune bi eba betuyen yenim bra prabi beba yentimi entonkoso eni adwuma yie na ne odi sika no to senating kakra no a yade ne nya bopini o pa na ne senator bam ezio kwazande ye de se de aye ne de untimi nya adwuma biu enti ne senate babomodin ma osika bosumi bia se de be ya obitimi ede abo ye wa ohobra na emfa ne se mpofri mu a ye da bia meka se obra ye bre nyina no etuotwa ene wu se beko ye krachi ne akwa akohomie na ekoba ne sa no wagya emofra wa akire a senate ebehwe na mofra na waka akire ni nso wahwe omo kama enti we esuro bia nim ena mede koto na sesi ya mekokora na senate ye ni nyina no mama ehu anu yi emfa ho konko don hadan no club ni bi se mehunu yankafo ese ekuo no da bi mehunu yanka me sabe na megina me na so pa 100 million na menya bosome wantimi amfa bia nto ene nei onam lala sulala ansa na onya bia shokutukum dia kwa kodidi no ompesa abrabo ne bidia bomodian bo pini senate ne senate eni enkomo eni nkita ho sisia senate ewon krabata baako aduonum miensa ya to apete Ghana fa na nyina betimi nya senate abawro ho na one adwumefo adi nkomo ma men kan kira se no ma wo ha betimi afre se sisi apese one senate edi ensa so a 0302 611 622 ko abefon tintan kese ne so kwankwa anuase unya duru ho a betire Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. At Snit Ghana. Snit no said the spelling ni SSNIT Ghana. Obetimi akọ na one yen akwakodi ensawoso ho. Snit we deliver on our promise. Say one day say me bo hu dawru na bi ene de di kan na wo tia. Mesero ma wasoro manyina asonte. Sanso ena mabusuafo nyina asonte. Sanso na maonyonkofo nyina asonte. Sanso na mawukuo ema aso nyina ente wate. Esan se we eyasem woda Happy 98.9 FM. Ya de brewo.
Asemode no nyina ne se ene ye hunu se nipa dodo no ano eboka ansana won atimi aye wedding na yen happy 98.9 FM ye hunu se antie pese obo sika no ho ban utimi di bisi etimi di ye enema eso beba mfaso ade ama wo no obetua 1000 Ghana cedis ade ama your luxurious wedding, your dream luxurious wedding ena me kamfo ade ama wo no oba tua 1000 ni wia untua sika fufuro bia anka ho bio ye ma luxurious hotel accommodation, beautiful wedding outfit, amazing reception, aduane na papa fatisha ebuali eno ye lead cook ene fa we si ha monwa we monfa 5 mg of curry powder emfangu ha monfa we emfanshi ha uni fati aduane da ode wo no fo ni behwe ade 2026 kawano wana bekwa akoye disciple o montene so enya asem ketwa registration gu so a ekoso bomodi ana ba piem wo happy 98.9 FM asylum down ye wa ha oba befa registration forms no ewo the front desk of happy 98.9 FM ya dia ya krado se emwa ahodo bia ohia bia with your registration e de beboa wo nemom mo ya dwumakuo na mo tie mi enne anopai mo pese mo de mo ba bedon dwumadi a ye die se de be ya ye betumi adi ne ye na ya akono na ye fe na ye kra behwe a bo modern akonya wo homa 0244 143 994 ana say 0302 254 858. Happy FM Valentine Mass Wedding 2026, our rear on another level. Dono. Terms and conditions apply. Mamenkao, from the 3rd to the 5th of December, Prempe Assembly Hall. Jumedi Kese yatudi in the Ghana Herbal Conference. Our roots are remedy. Ebekoso. Jumedi no assembly daso harmony in herbalism, balancing tradition and innovation. Bra. Nene Ghana for need padodo no mpanyufo mo adunsifo womo ebinru ewo mamu ama regulators ahodo agya tumu no bomodia na bra nene omo mehiai na yenyina ye ni nkomo mamenka wo say Ministry of Health, Food and Drugs Authority, Ghana Federation of Traditional Medicine Practitioners Association, Eternity African GAFTRAM, and the Center for Plant Medicine. Won ena modi omhoba batan ya yedi dwumadi ebre Ghana fo enyi nada bomodia na fretete fa homan se bia oye abibidro na opese sa bre no ano ode wadru no ebe si dwumadi na se manipa dodo no atimi hunu bie na ukyeretirim kyerɛ mu dwumadi wadru no die a na ma we na bomodia na fresisi a 0202 222 095 0202 222 095 kwa be fontentan kese ne so kwankwa nuase at GMA Herbal Conference ewo social media platforms ni nyina so Ghana Herbal Conference, our roots, our remedy. Happy 98.9 FM no so at in the happy morning show. Yanko budget no kakra. So when it comes to matters of agriculture, ya ni je ho papa. Rapper Fatisha Boli. Ono no say business for Bible community. Agric de ye mfe ni agro because ho ni benya ingredients no de ye nyoma pese ye de me kwa akoye fu no. Ono ba beto ene man de frame ho. Ai, men turn about them farmer no because ba beto akoton. Aha. But when it comes to issues having to do with agric, your memu na yehunu initiatives, programs, any project ahodo e de agu akwan mu a se ye de boa ama kwadwuma e wo mamu etimi agina ne naso ana se etimi agina brane se obo moden e de wani edi budget a fotosamfo owura Dr. Kesel ato forcing edukotu dwa e wo mrachebja fie ya wada a etwa mu no na wotwetwa mu na make ho asemi ensema hodo no a ena wodi tudwa edefa agric sector no ho na yene empanyimfo a won enim de ewo nsemi mu no anase wo ho ebon mu no yene won eni enkomo enubie na yenko na meni eye mia mebra gatuso owura Isaka na wono ena ye panyini oba Ghana president oba Ghana ha cooperative cocoa cooperatives ahodo no omo mamu ni nyina no omo kambo mu a wona ne panyini a woda no na aba be come inside the cocoa nsensem no a eni ebedie Gatuso, anopay, miamo ache, miamo akwaba.
Sunday okay no kraminu ya no na kana meto nka che so koko ni ba se ya na yakoshe bush
wakoshem
ya twi etiapia na che sika no ya deba
eno no
na kan pese me surprise na anopai watu achi mi nya me adom ye ho ye pa
ye do ba de ase na watwetwa mu na fotosanfo Dr. Kesiela to force in kojina brashe bo fi de omeya koma bo ho nsem de tu dwa about agri sector niema hodo no obo so wobo koko sensem so mujiri se ensem wana mo hwe animu se wobeka eno no kan ye edifa koko kua ho ana
dedi kan meda wase na ma chia watiefo happy afamatiefo ene koko akuafo a ankankan cooperative unions e wo Ghana nyina e wo modern ba obi e body aboa economy no anano budget na ye di akire bebre na o se akuafo no ye de na ya na ye pe action brofosam ne bebre no eya ye no ye nshada empenesa de pese ye hu ne so ye koko no aso yate ebo no eye maye cost of production bibia ye kama ntino ye de ewo mu a ye hwe ye no meka se ne nti ase mu no eye maye se aban ka se wo de ni nyina ye adwuma eye maye ena mprempren so ye ni edi koko nkomo na chi no ohwe ba bia koko buo wodwaman so adu ene ebu aban edema akuafo na meka se eye maye ne sabi ko ye calculation a tisi akuani nyakura he's getting almost 87% of the international plus including living income differential uyi living income differential firma akuafo nya almost 90% of the international price in prempre na chese eye ni je 70 ye the budget no eye de na se de be ye adwuma no na aka ye bo ho mpa ye se bibia be ye kama e wo ho amaye
ade mu ni gidie se ensenkan bi se no ye betumi aboa e de aye adwuma
wo say Ghana no politicians no ayama gidie a ye wo mu bebre no afi ho isan se aban ko omoba omoka brofa kese so se ye de ye adwuma no amana ye pepepe ne de ya na ntansi obeka ne de ye ne aboye nsem ne agiso ne afuri ne atonyom ne adebat ye de ye adwuma implementation of adia na yakase ebe no ya ho asem ye den wo Ghana hamaye ena nya aban ba ko na nya aban mienu since amemani fi kakra wo Ghana ya mayo sem ne ya amambu mu no ye how it ye the empire ne ebo say this time around no aban insem a waka so obeye ankanka ne de wo kafa kua ye ho ne kokwa akuafo ho no obetumi de ye adwuma ma akuafo so ho ahenha wo
enema bi obo so ebi ene Ghana Cocoa Traceability System or say a year 2025-2026 and I did djuma what the all patterns to ensure compliance with a year EU deforestation rules, boost premium exports and sustainability certification ehonsem or Kasafa Cocoa Tertiary Scholarship Scheme what's the modalities no a idea de be to in 2025 yes here the cocoa akuafo momma ahodo no a womo ebetimi asua de akọ eyesuapon emu no for esambo so about free fertilizer na otiremu a 2.7 billion Ghana cedis and ye ediasi wo se yemfa fertilizer ahodo no emfa emma akuafo koko akuafo specifically said ye beya mo betimi ediaspro mu koko ne so ama enei no koko no yield no etimi akosoro Kodapek ensensem oboso mass spraying and pruning eno you say we 2.4 billion Ghana cedis ne ediasi wo said ye beya na emowa ahodo mutimi ese koko swollen shoot virus dan nyina me no tenase ya udi hu enkomo no is we ni sika ye yesi ho se ebetimi dia boa koko kwayo ewo manmu no tudie ni ene sen ewo we mu se so mo hwe ni mu se ye betimi we no edijuma edi ama koko akwiafo
yo se famedase sa insem na waka no enye the first time I had TB every aban bia budget mu afi bia mo ye budget ayete ba be wiase aduru che obete akwiafo bebre na aduru ya nya bi fertilizer na ye kan free no obehu sɛ kuafo bebree enenya bi nkrofo ketewa bi ne benya bi tertiary scholarship a yɛka ho asɛm yi ɛbɛba obese kuani no kura na yɛate ne koko sika se yɛde yɛ saa adwuma na ma no no ɔpɛ bi anya ama ne ba wonya bi na ban mu fo ya saa scholarship na saa kyɛ irrespective of benefit a omunya ne nyina no na ɔma saa kyɛ de ape so ɛne de nneɛma bebree na this time around there me pese abanya ne right strategy say na nhyehyɛ ye bia waka so obeye bia no wo ye no ye ne yie na benefit koko kuani ba me point ne say de waka ne nyina no eyo nanso Ghana ham prempresefa ne kura wo mu ne say ye how no nye fertilizer free fertilizer ye how no nye free dokoda pekin rural aban de bema ye how ne ye galamsey a sefa ese ye koko etu ye koko agu ese ye nsuo ama ye koko ese ena me no ka last week ya na sefa ye ne koko akuafo awo eastern region ko sia wo osiem ko ye demonstration ne sanse ne ya tese galamse phobia ba omu betu koko agu sefa irrespective say ye demonstration ni nyina ade anche na koko a adi 8 years kuani wuti a wanya kura no betuma anya 5 bars at a go sefa me no ka say ya ko dwiri koko ni nyina gu ade aye tu galamse prempren ya me no ka say ya ewo ho aya ni twatire osiem eni akire osiem o eastern region hayai osiem ba bi o mo ye galamse na wo kwa ho pe a wo twam kura a wo te machine nka kofori dua main road enti abai person ka tire ye say wo munni mo tu sa galamse ye ko MCE ho a MCE se buru ne so ye ko police commander ho commander say no issue we die o ka say obetumi aye hu bibia na wo boa enti ya do stage a ye say koko e wo Ghana police cannot intervene government cannot intervene e dey ne free fertilizer ya tu koko agu a wo de fertilizer ye den ya tu koko agu a wo de koda pek ye den ya tu koko agu a wo de free tertiary ye den enti meme de ne say aban ema nanim ko the problem na wo ho no a the whole Ghana ba bia koko wo bia ye tu galamse de se koko no ne njai galamse na ban bra galamse no na galamse ne nko na kuafo ye ho nto ye nyesa ye de fertilizer beba free ye nya koko bia semfa ngu ye de koda pek nuro beba DDT ne ano no unya hwe so mfa ngu na abeye ka enti ye be srese abanye mana ni ko galamse na ese koko no enye saade a ye be ka ye brofo akese ayeyeye ye be ko ne yakosu ansa to forcing kasa wasi koko ni gold at the almost $14 billion
yes
and aba koko attribute around $2.8 billion she anya careful in the next 5 years $500 million kura koko entumi fama because koko ni nyina ye de ye galamsi
dabi gatu nyanto wase o say ya hwe ni year within the next 5 years
menye odifo but the reality on the grounds mene o kase me gina sinfosu na mene o kase na koko akuafo wa sinfosu cooperative na ya behia ye hwe koko dwuma de the way siko last week na me woni wadu bi ase the farming chini kura ma chini almost all the cocoa growing region picture na ye de ani hu de ya so tete no se aban amana ni ambre se wo fight galamsey in the next 5 years Ghana cannot produce 200,000 metric tons of cocoa
na se ba bia sem na dro no nye enye se odi wa no kanko akeke
so one cranya ye can would be politics so but we see from now work cocoa growing communities na be say sa ade na ehu pa the man of my Ghana politicians ninja dede na omoye no krom ha na omoye action dan say your friend say kuani ye kotu koko no akọ report ama MC a wose mentumi nya hohwe ebro me so dear power pa na ebro MC so within the district into obetu ono na sada yes friend says security and then ano a ebro no so why power na ebro ne so why power and ebro ne so
odi ebra na be pie mu won kran na
we have to expand on this conversation. Ora Isifu Isaka, a national president, Ghana Cooperative Cocoa Farmers and Marketing Association. And I'll tell you, no chicken come on, budget is in someone. Dr. Kessler to force and the cocoa to or as if for Sunday cocoa no when I'm Gatuso, Mamma was it, and I no pay so penny now only a chicken come on, happy morning to swear.
Medasi Sefa, Namia Duman be Pimon Cran Bettiminka.
Machi
cocoa, I take a crack. Yeah, beba.
Come on there. Gatuso, and I just don't know education come on, bringing the time to a year 16 minutes to the top of the hour and 9. Happy morning show no asukuso otieno. Fati cocoa no amisi meduano na cocoa ni sisi esi de galamsi na ese no. Timinya ya na.
Yeah, send my catcher so bejai.
Mejai say.
As it is no cocoa no hu hia ye biem. Galamsi ye de chen cocoa enti no. Ye ntumi nkonkodo cocoa engugu hu ne ade emmoa eribi no na afi no yan hasa so ye de ye activities emfa kwemu de say bia ye wono forgetting say cocoa ekura ye mu afi say ye di free Fernando Po de seed no eba ye ba bedua ye no ekura oman ni mu for a very long time. And the thing is that we have not even fully harnessed a cocoa potential. And you know, we will not let it carry us where Yankopon and she share mune was carrying us on my echo. And to say a person a cat in the short. Na ye two galam say essay and sasseno. E put young as your lives at risk. I don't mean to baby I say a cocoa essay as I say.
David.
Menti baby I say udua cocoa mane kwa asase no ma e de mercury ne lead ne nyoma e kwa sha asase ma ne ko say nsuo ma udidi sa asase no so a unya oha menti da by yempe no say ubetumi e de wonsa ana say de machine akotwa cocoa egu etutu asase no mu ape cocoa wi a wagya eyi amena na to ho amonsu ato egu am obi akotom ewu. We like that. We like that. Do we have like national cocoa farms? And I say they be individual na omuni eyen kokra na mrewa na
individuals.
Sesi akromun to me shedanya hoden even if they are not farming the cocoa themselves kwa supervise man for you know. And we are not thinking of how the aging cocoa farmers no you bet me young people are almost many beji cocoa no ho na almost edue bi e de ato aso nti no mpanimfo no sebe yankopon to nsa from no mokwa ene last cocoa abana papa ne de baaye no last one na ebeka no ebe yakoto atupum na asana afa yetu ye galamse. That's what I think we want to do.
Okay. Me. Unze to be one somebody be wa ba no aboto. Who said they all can wafa? Why is it that the name was say a boy in Shirayen no? And then come here said dan no me de man.
Yankopon cocoa. Ne be in Ghana how?
Dabi.
Ne be in Ghana how?
Dabi.
But by divine workings of Yankopon ti
and be buy.
And I did see the nearby ya. Yenya asa adena. Ye did see the nearby no. Yambe diawo enkran. Yenko diawo la. But ye do call baby ya. Assassin and befa. Oh, sir, there are some and yama be a untimi nuya Ghana hamane so enye.
Yes. Yes.
Utimi ye to me do I am on the so ye. Ekopie Western. Part of Central. Ashanti Eastern.
Part of a Volta region.
Etumi ko dua was amia no. Ama ye didi ho besi enne.
But I need to see bio.
Now say so ye enje dan boy enum to nka say yempe. But anwema ye fa cocoa ho no as enfa ye ho. I say we don't care whether Ebeka the last cocoa tree Ebeka.
Fatima Ghana phone friend. 0551563916 0555657278. It is answer me be yeah na it was saying 3 year issues need you home command up abuse no ye ka ho asem se wo he papa na nimpa or the to or the edisanya bransam no obetimi aka ho asem. Number 2 has got to do with prisons wo mamu said no. Number 3 di nkomo sisi a edify koko we ni nsem yensa emu bia no betimi aka ho asem and on live on the show this morning. 0551563916 0555657278. Good morning. Didn't you be afraid of you? Yeah, bright. But you mean to Adama?
Nano pay, Nano pay the me boo fupa. Sabe mana obu obano. In fact, now we say the guy will cockot. Ne lawyer eko twitwa na anasese we enwu nya se ye de libe kokos anka ye fa na anka ye de nakọ ye de nakọ sawam because onye nipa se otime nipa mu o che aboa se oyere a waware no a woni ni tifie sebi wo be ma sori a woni ni da no na wotimi bu no wa bontinte ewro no na now we uria wasa this our pan krona asa koda mpa ba akoto we nipa ye betre se we aya chinu no eni kwan se ye so no sukura se di ni di court akoni aba e de say fu e wo sa sebi be ma opini answer onje to be bo pata awati sika o se wa ware no ye ko hwem kura na e bia wa nye no ade krapo ye betre so se omu twate e koko ni egu no do she finance minister do she koko any good any ama o my way apa enti omu tu gata se na omu twa koko ni egu no omu hwe na omu njai ndase
Bright we no ase yenkwa ma chiudi ni bia frefio Michael Clark Michael Bachemi Wadarma
Obi Bama the book is
then is here.
About DJ now my friend. I said, agenda this Papa no the Bami, the planet said the baby will be born. And the glass on your company about Johnny. What do you think?
Me too, Michael.
On your company, your Johnny.
There be union.
Don't this guy. Abana etwemu this guy na wo ko ma won son sam go be the what this guy den ya ya beje e maka eti ma ama one day on counting me out there 2028 obi wi na this let me wi aba wo ko ma because in go for that boy abor papa the fact 2.2 billion one me dey then an o 2.2 billion
2.2 billion ben
you see, friends,
National Service Authority.
Yes, but I don't want him to do it.
Allegedly.
It is Ubi Fichana and the day.
Debbie.
It is Ubia Bana or Peso of War Mine, not where you see, you know, or praying for what? And we'll be praying or pray any day. Pato akumana meto mamenu yampamon on kufie endi so bi ba no be ejuma prepare na ewe so va mameko aso no to so pato koku asem no dala se ni se fa tenda me ka me tini aka me pa de grandmother wo be se wan eka manu me ko village oni na wo ye se u kan se yen to ma na wan to ma obekwa kotu amrafa okukufu no nyina ye bedu bebe no onya frankra ra koku ni mo so ba ko ejuma wo koku ni enti wanda za na wo anga so beto ama enti obi ni wo wa ye to na koku ni ye odi na wa to nipa ye no oso obeto okukufu mo se o menji da wa kotu amra nyina fa okukufu no ma wo timi enwe fu enti be ndense fa be ne be kopa bia we de obeto na so man ye nsa anso a if you na what the watch good no Normal build so na buku no mai to within 1 month that kuku ni nyira beshi. Ya ban on fan in 9 system papa then go and come see the flower ko ma pepper ya yes.
Michael, mama no ase Klagon of Frefie. Good morning. We didn't be a Frefie.
Kwadwo Sefah.
We Yahuza Suhum Eastern Region.
Medase. Over to my friend
the only illiterate in the NDC.
Medase. Nyamishra papa. Na mecha is regional coordinator kuja depo. Oya de nyamisha oniju ashama. Nyaminka wo hupana. Sefa. Se meme yawoza. Miko efu. Sefatini. Na galamse ni abase ono oba beto asase na wotu galamse mrekwa edidi dawo eyese edidi preko na me sebi mi ni munyansa nkama atwa ma obi so no betu galamse one day show na ne bia me nana bi enija asase more than 200 years ni be kama mintia se wan ton asase na mawo ono no kwa kutu amna bi anaso to bi na we je sansunu na abese wa asase na o kan we me and mu be ku me seba la ilaha illallah se mu se dai na mu ko mu bo se ye mu se kete ba mu be chane se wo du kala se so be se me ko kwa asase se fa ye mu bi ni mo se na me mete no mi wuso obi ka ma mu sa na mi ya no ka mi pa mi timbo bi so no e kala se ni to wuska ko bo se yes ito nyame ebiu sefa yemboa na Ghana sasa Ghana ina koko na sefa melane no enemre ni buyabe yeboba sefa lasia enemre ni buyabe mimi yauza obi enu se mi ye bai ba se mi meboba lasia no jenu mi be du fe be tu me se dem me o be premium yeri no pre akwa bi na wati gebia o du fu gelo so no akwato sama gelo won ko fi gelo so onko se fa na mi prenu afro tamanu mi to nyame action mi na mi ti gelo e ko mi da lo share no so share no jira na so na mi to wo she ka ma we na mi ti geli e ko fi mi ma no su jare o lo se gelo wa ye de
Yahuza. Bye-bye. Yahuza. Good morning. We need to be a review. Yes, sir.
Boko there.
Boko, mpacho mienti wadama. Nanamu went to me and 0551563916. Good morning. Good evening, baby. Afrifi. Yes, sir. Brian and Pacho Pumboko there.
Can you be intuition? Mr. Eben, I was up.
Eben, Media, this was up. Eben, I was up with Vodafone and Pacho Mefe. Whatever.
Okay, now it's you need to do my phone now. We are no cross and crash. Therefore, I'm in the two to continue and more hand meeting. My mom about to own to Yamisha. If I say name the Boba.
Debbie.
Inti sabi oko fawo biba now the medical one say in Ghana fa oya ngo mi e kuti ni more na wa yiri yo pe
no cross the San Fabio online twetwasi yenko good morning odi ni bia frefi
Bra, Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah.
We Malamidi ene oni Tabora Alaji owo KEEA Commander Edina Egwafu Ebrem Mientio Central Region.
Bila si nti kacha amani se omba mi sugar packs in mami.
Mate.
So yeah, it honorable friends David Bentano Guzitano on. So that
24 hour secretariat no.
Nti omoshana ombe e fact my mom call of grants. On say if you watch nyaman be bribe say 8 years near 9 years you be stress on mom adien baso. Because na minchia okru ni na minchia chiefo. if I didn't come up bebree ba baby a me so no a friend say nipa on the car agree ka some the last one every say come on there me so they bia me wish ni say o share the way budget no state any allocation dey kwa agree any the way agree minister e kasa na ya dia some the correct say it has can e ko ho ni enya ni papa senior friends or what force e be ka asem no nipa betimi hold saa friends initiative na betimi akoyi a se fam say Ghana e be sesa ana say Ghana e sesa enkoye kasa kwa sene saa enyem na mi kan ma na we na interview saa no kai
yeah
nyem na mi kan we be say na EDC enkoye kasa ma na say ankoye kasa say o ma tie bia ti budget bibri ahoto budget ahomuka budget ni nyina mbre bia etwem ni nyina so still ya ho antoyen Emma mo aye turn 400 crack do 1200 out of budget and mo aye turn your friends say 200 go do 1200 the best say no crash say the yakano e be no cra o my implement so the last one papa na said you see obo na area na that social media no let me be the best say human rights lawyer say you promote o mo yo manu fi sasen we
mo nkonko jina mu nimma obi
o mo yo manu fi sasen we mu any omo a wo hwe adwemu you from say it is the psychologist from
psychiatrist
no psychiatrist omuyo manu fi sasen we mu momon kan chese afa no abodam momon kan chese abodam ya fa ni basic public ni ya fa ba ya bono ya wuro no ne je ya bono ansa dia police station ye be na dia ye no amugu ebi mbema bi gu mbema ni mu ase too much mbema bi gu mbema too much e na oba so said woni be ma ti wabo ba wabo mi ti ro da so ti wo e dia nkwa na ye ma e dia nkwa na be ma na ye ma wabo ba ko abu mienu abu efi nipa mu ni omu tifi kra say de bia edima odi no ama mo kra pia won ti be record ye ti nka mo mba record a ama ye hu a na nke hye e kina we sa abu no ti e shrimping for so wo papa no ba house so or that prisons so ya fa na bra na Ghana for ya run naked Ghana for mbo ya fa camera nsin so ya fa na social media ansana
wakoma
mati baba
wakoma ba ya fa friends ya mama na obi bia ase mo am friend nyina no mama fanchi akese emfa nkoma ye owura jo mashal na mashal mse ne papa late Mr. Misihu singer Senyogo Joe Mashal papa Efrimu na oba happy 98.9 FM one of the callers ono no anopebia bia utie dwumadi no to de bi ho frɛ no ahia wo fie ne wotena se di nkomo ka brabo mu ensem Mashal enye yenkwa na ebodin serial callers ahodo ni nyina both NPP and NDC obia ebodin se odwumadi a wodie wodo awo edemani pa no eso ani but ene dia won so ne gujamu wo papa ene wa firim late Mr. Misiu singer Senyago odinfie baako aduokron ensia na eyade a na yi enhihye ne se ne tie Friday 12th of December 2025 ewo adeso danso Singer Village eho ena yede ye papa yede no ebeto bamaso ama obia timi ehunu ne bi the 12th and 13th of December 2025 year December abosom ne de toso edum yenu ene edu baako na yade a yebekɔ na yakɔ akɔpɛ no krabre ewo ekra na eno no ebeye memene da December bosom ne de toso edu emiensa ewo adeso danso Singer Village emusiye ene bekɔ akɔpɛ ye papa krabre yebetena se anum sikasa memene da no mitre December da toso edu miensa no ano ewo adeso danso Singer Village hwa ene yebetena na yanom esikasa na yakata ye papa achiri kra nti misre we adofo abusua serial callers ahodo ni nyina we nyina yenkamu na yenkonkuja ye bra ye Joe Mashal ne papa no kai December bosom ne de tosum yenu ene ne dumien saso ene ebekɔ ne akwa ye no yema Mashal ne abusua ni nyina yakɔ nyame ontichimo re na onkamo ho bujumadi amudi nyina ho boabo amobo nyina nyame enka mo ha na dwuma de ni sie yefrem nyankompa sachi de sie aduana abrade de sie chenchen hene na Kwadwo Sefah-Danquah me so a eye Sintim Korea Chaskele El Mago one na pamfo ay krado say omude happy sports brain na no pe nyame po chena midweek edition of the Happy Morning Show de bebro akase madu ama no nsia ba yemfa na ase ma obi biara oti obi biara freye mo amobo amye de dwuma de ni ba ebe ma tiefo mframamu ene abefuntintan kase kwankwa anu ase me kire na mo ako junior ene etu epitin ho na ase nkan nyame bo chena ebe san hia bi